Okay, welcome to ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Indy 500. We're just about to start the 200 laps of the fourth running of this classic race around the Brickyard, for the Brickyard 500 you call it, or the Indianapolis 500, whatever, take your pick. But there is a little thing, and that's a big but. We had it ready to go earlier on with our organised qualifying work to treat. We had everything organised as per the qualifying from the last three qualifying sessions. But unfortunately, Dado disconnected just before we were going to start. So we've had to now go straight into a race, and it was all agreed that they're still happy just to start as it is, 200 laps with this formation lap, the formation lap that they must do in game. But we're going to make the first lap under caution. So they will actually organise themselves into the proper positions for pole, which would be Sado 15, and then it will be Illogical Sports in second, Dark Racing 40 in third, Hofstra in fourth, Weary Night Dark Lord in fifth, Weary Night in sixth, Highlander 1777 in seventh, Dado Racer in eighth, Colonel Lloyd in 9th, and Commander Cirrus in 10th. So, wow, sorry about being a bit delayed. We were scheduled to be here at 7 p.m. Live, but we've obviously had those couple of little technical issues. We've had to discuss a few things, how we wanted to run this. So it's good to be here now on the airwaves and bringing this fourth running of the Indianapolis 500 on ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Xbox Project Cars 2. I'm your host, Woody Lizard, and I'm going to be strapped in here for the next 2.5 hours, and before we know it, I think we'll be talking about who has been crowned the 2021 ANZCRL Indy 500 champion. Just remember, Dark Racing 40 is trying to go back-to-back. He won it last year. In this car, as we're watching, Dark Lord 78. What was a sister car of this car, actually. So he's in the 29. I thought he was in the 28. The 98. Sorry, the car. But he's obviously in the 29 one. So I've been a little bit confused about that, because in the entry we had 98 written down, but that could be totally wrong, obviously. So here we are, we're about to start. Don't worry, hold on, it's not actually the start of the race. We're going to have one lap under caution. We're going to still form up 2 by 2. We'll have Sado come on through to lead the field through. They'll increase the pace once it's all organised to 150 kilometres an hour, and we'll be underway once they're all formed up. We'll have a 2 by 2 start, and we're really looking forward to this. So we'll just go up on the order now. We've got Sado there on pole. After a tremendous effort, he did a 38.541 to grab that pole. It was 0.058 seconds in front of this man, Illogical Sports, in that number 7 Schmidt-Peterson P51 Sim Sports car, Dark Racing 40, the last year's champion, in third position. Hofstra is there alongside him on the second row in fourth. Third row, Weary Night needs to let Dark Lord just come down the inside, which he's doing. So Dark Lord, Highlander, when we get the camera, is 7th down the inside on row 4, with Dado Racer beside him coming up there. And then you can see Colonel Lloyd and then Commander Cirrus just beside him. Should be on the outside. So here we go. So what we're going to do is, when Sado was ready, he was going to say he's ready, and then we're going to have a 3, 2, 1 countdown by the man in the back, was Commander Cirrus. So here we go, and it looks like it's go. Here we go. And off we go. Sado's got a nice little run down into the first corner, with Highlander just following him, and it looks like it's going to be all through here, nice and calm. Oh, a little bit of a touch on the barrier, on the outside barrier by Hofter, but Dark Racing 40, the man at the moment. Down the in third, still holding, but Sado has got a lot of pressure with Illogical. And these guys here are now full into the race. And we'll sort of see if we can knuckle down into a nice smooth running and avoids a few safety car periods early on. Oh, it looks like Darky was just a little bit loose coming out of turn 4 then, but he's still looking down the inside of Illogical. They're weaving down through the towards the pit wall. Some say that makes them avoid a little bit of air disturbance as they come on through turn 1. Now into turn 2, Weary Night. Man that came second last year. Just following Hofster. Hofster in front of him, 4th. Already a penalty by Dark Lord. The penalties you want to try and avoid in this race because it's only, or not even seconds that separate cars at the end of the race sometimes, so it can really cost you in the end. Look at behind here, we got Highlander. Thank you, Stormy Cans. Yes, definitely long haul, 2.5 hours in front of us. And oh, look at this down the inside, Highlander. He's just holding in there, just holding off from big push by Dado. Holding off Commander Cirrus. He's come from the back of the grid now, and he's putting a big move now on Dado. What's he going to do? Can he keep it down the inside? No, he's going to tuck in the inside. It's a long way, only on lap 4 here of 200. Looking forward to seeing how Cirrus goes. He was one of the fastest men in practice. Didn't get his qualifying done as good as what he'd like to. He was a bit annoyed with himself. He knew he had a lot more in him. But this little group here, this mid-pack is just electric at the moment. Oh, and Dado's just had to back out. He was down the inside of Hofster, and he's checked up now, and that's given a big move by Cirrus. Has had it all sideways mid-corner of turn 2. You don't want that. And now here he goes, challenging Hofster. Hofster's been solid in 6th position here at the moment in the AJ Freud Enterprises car, the number 14. Great run by Hofster at the moment, just settling in at the moment, and Sado extended his lead at the moment from Illogical. Dark Racing Ford, these 3 here are just following one another at the moment. All Hondas up front, 1, 2, 3, until we get to Weary Night. The first Chevrolet's in 4th. The Team Penske doing a great run. Out in the front, he's got no sort of support here to try and catch this pack up front. He does need someone there to help with the draft so they can try and work together. The fuel window, Stormy Kens, we're definitely looking around lap 28, about every 28 to 30 laps on green running. So, not too sure the amount of pit stops, but 200 laps every 30 laps, you could say, would probably give you a good understanding. So, 7 maybe, under good green, maybe 6, 7 to 6, but definitely with the safety cars, virtual safety car periods that we do have, the guys will be taking the options to pit as Logical Sports. He's down the inside of Sado, down into turn 3. Can he make it stick? I think he has. Nice move by Illogical. Now they basically get a good 8 to 10 kilometres speed advantage in the draft, but it doesn't really take effect until 3/4 down these long straights here at Indianapolis. That's a nice move by Illogical now. He's, someone I think has just gone off into the barriers. It was Hofster, I think it was. I've just missed it. And we don't know if that's going to be called a safety car or not. We'll wait and see. They're still running. They run to the flag if there is a safety car. We'll wait and see what happens here. As we've had one lead change already in this race, and they're still running to the flags. We'll stay with Illogical at the moment, and we'll just see what happens. If he slows down, we'll know this is a virtual safety car if it is. Obviously, I'm not in the communication with the race, with the guys, but if he starts slowing down, we know that there will be a virtual safety car. But it looks like he's still on it, so there was no virtual safety car by Hoff. He done it all on himself. We do allow a virtual safety car with a single spin by a driver, but only if he's facing backwards or hard up against a wall and he's got to find himself reverse and all that sort of stuff to get going. So looks like he was able to keep in his forward gears and keep moving. Yes, Project Cars does have fuel mapping, but one big thing that they do have is the less horsepower compared to what they've been doing in practice and qualifying. So the lap times are a little bit slower in race conditions because they don't have the extra added horsepower like they do in practice qualifying, but they do have the benefit of their draft as well. So here you can have a look. We'll have a look at Sado's speedo here at the moment. He's roughly, as we said, about 10 kilometres faster. Reaching about 390 into turn 3, and that's usually around about qualifying pace, so that's why the horsepower is reduced. If they don't have it reduced, these cars will be topping 400 easy. So here we go with the fuel here at the moment. You can sort of see, we may just quickly go through, as we were saying, Stormy Cans, we want you to, it's a Sado, and we've got Dark Racing avoiding that big spin there, and that is a safety car in normal conditions there. He's facing backwards. He's going to have to let that field go through, and as he has, and he was lucky there, Lloyd, as Lloyd he kept it, he's had to go off, but this will be a safety car, so this will be our first safety car period on lap 11. As it's still a run to the flag though, so we'll wait and see as Sado's all crossed up as he's taking his opportunity to go for a pit. So it's definitely been called a safety car, so we'll just have a look what happens here. So lap 11 is our first safety car. And the Logical Sports stay out in front, so Sado's going early. Probably just to free up a little bit, give him those options near the end. So one big thing about virtual safety cars, it's a maximum of, or each safety car period is 2 laps only. As Dark Racing 40 has come in now, this is benefiting also Hofstra. He can now get back into the race, but he's coming to a pits too, so everyone must slow down to 150 as they go through, once they go on through. So you can see now Logical Sports coming around turn 3, so this is going to be tight for Hofstra. Darky's moving, so he'll be right. Hofstra wants to make sure that he can hurry up and get out. I think he might be moving. He's not moving yet. As Darky now is going, and Hofstra is moving, so that is good to see. So he will stay on the lead lap, but this is lap 1. As you can just see him filtering through now on the final corner. And the Logical Sports taking a late pit stop. So we've got Weary Knight now in the lead. So that's our second lead change of the race with Weary Knight in the team Penske number 2 Chevrolet. So what else getting about with the virtual safety cars? With 25 laps remaining, there will be no more safety cars. Hofstra needs to get going. He can keep going around to keep his lap. He has. That was so tight by Hofstra. We forgot about to keep an eye on Hofstra, but he's been able to keep it going. So he's just stayed on that lead lap. That was lucky. Didn't want to go down a lead lap early on. So the next lap around, we will be green. So it's 2 laps only for virtual safety car periods. Logical Sports must be start moving out. So he's moving out now. And he's dropped that position after having a pit stop. So as you can see, 70 litres of fuel goes in on a full fuel tank, and they last roughly 29 to 30 laps. So we'll be calling this all the way to the end, guys, here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. Your place to be if you're in Australia, New Zealand, and you're on the Xbox Project Cars too. We have all sorts of levels of races for our series and our special events are things that you don't want to miss. This is our 3rd special event of the year. We've already had our Daytona 24 hours, our Route 66 to Daytona, which was a 3rd distance of the Daytona 500. Now we're into our Indianapolis 500, and our next special event, I think it's the calendar draw card. This one is the Le Mans 24 hour, so that's our second part of our Triple Crown. As here we go, Weary Knight's about to go start. So we've got Indy 500 part of the Triple Crown. And look, Logical Sports is actually going to be full pace as he's coming on through. He's going to join that field at full pace right up into Hofstra. So this is going to be interesting to see what he can do. They all come filtering through down into the main straight. And he's still trying to tag at the back of there of Hofstra. So this is a great little run here. Weary Knight trying to defend now back from Highlander. As they're down on that white line, down nice and early, protecting that move. Weary Knight wants to take one of these laps on racing laps as leading the race. Beautiful effort by Weary Knight, holding off a very hard charge. Weary Knight as commander. Sirius, the man that started last, is having a good look down the outside now as Highlander's protecting the inside. And waits another day as Highlander actually drifts wide. Oh, and it's been a touch, and that's maybe a safety car if they want to call it. There was 2 cars involved as Sirius is still trying to hold on to it into turn 2. That is crazy. As you can see, damage is off in this racing, but it still brings in nice, tight, clean racing. They may not call that as a safety car. They want to go down through this race as being one of the fastest 500s ever. We'll soon see if Weary Knight slows down. No, they've called the safety car, so here it is. They're all filtering in now. They've got to get down to 60 kilometres an hour, so here's another safety car on lap. What was it? Lap 15, I think it was. So that's the second one. And we've had another lead change. The man that they're all slowly were talking about was this man, Colonel Lloyd. He can be pretty strong on some of these ovals. He's running good there. He's actually teaming up with Dark Racing 40 in the second of the Andretti cars. Oh, just take a breath. Here they go. So they got to manage that 150 kilometres an hour roughly. As you can see, they're just doing that 140 also. So look at that. Half the field are all in the pits. More than half, actually. Only 4 on track. Everyone's still on the lead lap. The last man that actually came in here was Dark Lord, and he's just coming on out. As they're all motoring out now. So they've still got another lap under safety car caution. As they've come through, and they're into turns 3 and 4 at the moment. Just reaching turn 4, we'll bring up the map. As you can see, the blue cars there are all filtering on through, coming out of pits. What a start to the race so far. So we're up to lap 16. We've had 2 safety cars. Lap 11, lap 15. We've had 3 lead changes already. We had Sato leading the race for most of that time. And then we had a Logical Sports lead for a little bit until the first safety car period. And then he pitted in that safety car period, and which gave then Weary Knight the lead of the race. And now we got Lloydie. Leading this race, coming around. This is the lap. This will be starting, resuming again after this lap. So they're all back now together. We'll just bring up some timings. We do have Dark Lord with a time penalty, 5 seconds. Geez, wonder what that was from. Maybe tagged someone during that formation lap. Not too sure. Or took too much of the inside white line. I'm not too sure, but he's got a 5-second penalty. So not something that he would like to see. The fastest lap of the race was done last year by Gear 3 Gaming in one of the Chevrolets, was a 39.183. So you can see there, Sato was pretty quick in that opening stanza with a 39.578, but even faster was Illogical with a 39.520. So here we go, coming out of the final corner. Colonel Lloyd will have the control of the race. And off he goes. He goes early, but Illogical has been ready, and he's on him already. And looking down on the outside, but again, pressures have dropped in the tyres. They've got to be careful. Temperatures, pressures, all that sort of stuff. Can't push too hard on the restart. Tyres drop a lot of pressure while they're only going around 150 kilometres an hour for 2 laps around here. They normally run in, as you can see, these 300 kilometres plus kilometre hours, and Illogical's in there for another lead change. Back in the lead goes Illogical in the number 7 Smith Peterson Motorsport Chevrolet. Great move by Illogical. And in third is this man here, Hofstad, doing a tremendous job in third after that early spin from him. He didn't even call the safety car, and you can see that he was about 20 odd seconds behind. Did the right thing and kept the race going. Oh, Sato's had a little wiggle in front of behind Dado. That was very, very sketchy there by Sato. as they getting a little bit of aero wash coming out of those corners. No Scott Dixon Love, no livery, no, not, it doesn't look like it. So, but anyway, these are old cars as well, on Project Cars too. They've been around for a while. As they all come and driving down the inside. The Logical's doing the same thing as they come screaming down past the famous yard of bricks. Great run up here up front, but look at this man down here. Oh, Sato. Massive big loop on his own. I think it doesn't look like there's anyone else, so they're going to keep continuing on. But look at this. Man that had pole. Having a little bit of problems. Weary Night going hard in this Penske Chevrolet. One of only two Chevrolets out there tonight. Second Chevrolet is of the man and the master, the statesman, Dado Racer, right behind Hofstar. He's having a look down the inside of turn 3. Can he make a stick? No, he can't. And he's driving for the Chip Ganassi team that he's been driving for most of these Indy 500s that he's done. He's had poor results. 2019, 8th, 2020, 7th this year. Currently running 4th. Putting a lot of pressure on the third man in front of him, Hofstar, and he's under pressure with Weary Night, the other second of the Chevrolets. They're working together. Look at them two, both sideways out of turn turn 4, sorry. This is on for third position. Logical Sports still out in front. Only just by Colonel Lloyd. Hofstar's starting to just bank them up a little bit. He's in the 40s, low sort of mid-40s, actually mid-40s. Everyone else behind in the 39s. They are on a mission. And this is all happening through the draft too. They're on a train. They need to work together and try and make Hofstar. Oh, Dado's car is loose out of turn 4. That's the second lap in a row. Where they're going to make this move, Hofstar is just there every time. Oh, Weary Night trying to keep it low down the inside out of turn 2 and just getting the wobble on it. He's still down the inside and he's going to also bring a Logical Sports that mean Highlander with him. Can they make it stick? They need to work together. Early on in the race, it's all about working together to try and get through here. And look at Weary, he's looking good. He's looking very good. He looks like he may get this through. But they lost a bit of time to Hofstar as they're battling out, and now we've got Sato and both Highlander getting a little bit impatient behind. They're saying, come on, make this stick, Weary, come on, move it. Oh, Sato drifts up right just in front of Commander Cirrus. And here comes Commander Cirrus down the line, and he's got also Dark Racing 40 just following him through too. He's got a lot of experience, Dark Racing 40. He knows how to race around these ovals. He knows it's not one early on, as Dado is just checked right out of this battle. He's going to have a little bit of a breather. Oh, and he wouldn't mind having a bit of a glass of red wine at this moment either, just to try and settle those nerves. But they're back into it hard, and here comes Weary. He's on a charge in the Penske Chevrolet. Yes, Weary Night's tyres will be hurting pretty hard, but Illogical's still out front. He's got just over half a second lead at the moment. The man of the moment in this Doom Smith-Peterson Motorsport, we would like to call him probably the P51 Sim Sports car. We've got 3 P51 Sim Sport drivers represented here tonight. We've got Illogical Sports. We've got Weary Night, who is in 3rd position, the man that came 2nd last year. And then the next one, 5th position, is Commander Cirrus. He's the 3rd and final. Oh, and we've got a big slide between Hofstar and Dark Racing 40. That's a big incident. That's going to be a safety car. As they're all getting through. Sato's made it through as well. So this is going to be another safety car period on lap 26. And let's see what Illogical does. He pitted a little while ago. He's got 40 litres. He's taken the opportunity to come inside with Weary Night. Oh, is he faked? No, he's come on in. But Colonel Lloyd overtook him on the way in. As the Logical had it all locked up trying to get in. How about that? Colonel Lloyd took that the lead coming into the pit entry, as he obviously came in a lot nicer. And we've got the 3 cars out on track at the moment. Dark Lord staying out, Highlander staying out, and Weary Night. That's effectively another lead change. We've had 5 lead changes in this race. Oh, I just had to have a drink there. I haven't stopped for the last 27 laps now. What a start to this motor race. You couldn't pick any better at the moment. We have had everything. And there you can see the leaderboard. Weary Night actually on the big tower there at Indianapolis. Doesn't that look good? Number 1, Weary Night. 2, Highlander. 3, Dark Lord. 4, Logical. Oh, we've just missed being able to go through it all because Logical has just exited the pit lane. But isn't that a good camera angle? Seeing all their names actually up on that leaderboard. What a great little thing, that all those little details that they did put in Project Cars 2 just to make that sim experience, that little bit of that realism a little bit better. And that's one thing you can't fault the game. They tried really hard with all these little things, and gives us a good little feel of actually being there, and when we're not really there. So yes, beautiful touch by Project Cars and their crew. And we just can't thank Muppet. I love bringing these special events to everyone here on Twitch. And this is the final lap around here from the guys. They're just coming into the end of Sector 1. So they're all going to catch up here. So as we said, every safety car, virtual safety car period can be called by a single car spin if they're pointing in the wrong way, or they're hard up against the fence and got to find reverse to try and get going to get back into the normal position. But if they do a spin on their own and they're actually pointing in the right way and still moving, there is no call of a safety car. The only time a safety car can be called is if you're backwards or, as I said, backwards or hard up against the wall, upside on your roof or anything like that. Damage is off on this in this event. And then also when there's more than, like when there's 1 or 2 cars or more involved, obviously a safety car period. So we started with 10, we've still got 10, we're on lap 28 of 200. Not even a quarter of the way through yet. We've had 5 lead changes, we've had 3 safety car periods on lap 11, lap 15, lap 26, and here it goes. Weary's pulled the trigger nice and early. And it's looking good by Weary in that leading Chevrolet. He's got 8 Hondas behind him and 1 other Chevrolet, and that Chevrolet is by Dado Racer, and he's smack bang in 9th position after getting that big tangle there with Hofstra as well. It's a Logical Sports. This is the man that we want to have a look at. He has been on fire early on in this race, and look at this battle just behind with Sato and Lloyd. Making it work, these guys. There's 3. There's 4, sorry. Got Commander Cyril still trying to get on through. He hasn't been up into the top 3, I don't think. It might have been through a safety car period, but he started last. But as I said, he has, as they have a little nudge in between there as Dark. It's Lloyd, and we've also got a big spinner in front by, I think that is Dark Lord. It is Dark Lord, but that will not be a safety car period if he is still being motoring through. I think he might be still going all right. Hopefully for the viewers, we don't have another safety car period. Logical Sports has got still a little bit to catch up, but Highlander's putting a lot of pressure now on Weary Night. He's still got the boot in it. Looks like there's going to be no lifting off here at the moment, so here we go. They're still going hard at it. 390 kilometres an hour into turn 1. Unbelievable speed. Yes, thank you for commentators. Let me know. Sato back up to 5th, but he's also now up to 4th. Nice move that he's made also on Dark Racing 40. Obviously, he's clicked his heels and he's gone. He wants to get back up into the back of a Logical Sports if he can, and then help both of these drivers catch the leading pack. Weary Knight was one of the drivers with Highland. Both these guys, actually, Weary and Highlander, were very fast during practice. They were probably one of the fastest two on during the practice sessions. As we've called a safety car period. There's obviously a safety car period being called somewhere. I've missed that. So that's obviously on lap 32. As Weary's got the control of that race. I didn't see there's quite a few. Sado's in. Dark Racing 40's in. Dark Lord's back in. As you can see, here they go, changing the tyres of Dark Lord. And off he goes. We've still got Dark Racing 40. He's just motoring through too. So there's been something there we missed there, sorry. And we're back there still with Highlander still. He's on 37. So the 70 litres is a full tank. So he's just got over half a tank remaining, so it's probably good that these guys start just thinking about staying out, not pitting every single caution. They got to also start thinking of that mass as well. They got to try and make sure they got full tanks around that lap 173 or so to get to the end. No more safety car periods as Weary Knight comes in. And we have another lead change with Highlander now back in front. And there you go, there's that billboard, that sign, I mean the centre board of the Indianapolis 500 timing board. So let's just have a breath. So Highlander, who started this race in 7th, is now leading the race on lap 33. Illogical Sports, who started 2nd, is in 2nd. Commander Cirrus, here he is, the man that we've all been thinking, what's he going to do? He started 10th, in 3rd. Hofstar started 4th, is in 4th. He's been doing a tremendous job all night tonight. Dado Racer, that's where he wants to see himself, in 5th. He started in 8th, moved up now 3 spots. Colonel Lloyd, another mover from 9th to 6th, 3 spots. Healthy with fuel. Same as Sado, but Sado was dropped. He's the pole man, down in 7th. So things haven't gone well for him, but it's early days. They're all still on the lead lap. Dark Racing 40, another man. He was 3rd. Now in 8th, dropped 5. No, they don't, Stormy Cairns. I wish they did actually give us, he's just asking, does Project Cars Intel give us your laps since the last pit for each car? No, they don't. So, yeah, it's a bit too much to try and note down all that stuff. But Dark Lord in 9th, he started in 5th. As the race has started, here we go, Highlander. And Weary Knight, the man in last, who's been doing so well, he's in 6th, but he opted to go in for a pit stop that last caution. So they all filter on through as Cirrus. Dado in 5th position, hold in there. They're all holding position now as Weary Knight has obviously dropped that, missed that cue or had a little bit of a moment here. You can see on that map how much further, and there's someone else now fully out. Sado, or has someone dropped out? Sado. Looks like Sado's woes have continued. It looks like he has disconnected. No, and the on lap 34, Sado has dropped out, and that's not what he wanted to do. Last year, he dropped out after 19 laps after being a man that thought that he could do a lot better. As we've got a battle, but we continue on here now with Colonel Lloyd in 5th, just chasing down the guys in front with Logical Sports making a move down on Hofstar, and Hofstar's there, just have to stay there in 4th. So unfortunate by Sado dropping out on 34 laps after he only completed 19 last year with the same thing, a disconnect. So Indy 500 is not going well. Maybe he's got to change his car with the 15RLL Racing. But here we go, we're back into this now. Back racing, we're about 2 or 3 laps now into the green after the previous caution on lap 32. This man Highlander, and we've got Commander Cirrus in 2nd. running really well. I'm really proud to see Highlander out there in front. He's doing a terrific job, and also Hofstra. They're both in those AJ Foyt Enterprise cars, and they're basically showing up a few here at the moment. But how long can Highlander hold on to the lead with this pressure from Commander Cirrus? We can only tell. Wait and see. So there we go. So 172. Oh, these may be the pit stops or something. I'm not too sure. But anyway, here we go. Just trying to read what Stormy Cairns is trying to say, count backwards. But we're all going good. And he's up, Highlander. He's starting to pick up his pace through here at the moment. He needs to Commander Cirrus under this draft. He's been fast in the last few laps. This is for the lead of the race. He's just dropped a little bit of time there, but as they keep pushing one another, they're actually 2 seconds in front of third of Elliptical Sports. You just see in the background. And he's also teammates to Commander Cirrus. As we got Dark Racing 40 coming into the pits early on. Not too sure why Dark is going into the pits in green. Oh, because there's been a caution. There's been a caution period. So there's another caution period here on lap 38. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 safety car periods already. Highlander still has the lead of the race. I believe we have got, unfortunately, the man that's been disconnected once again after having a strong car, Sato 15. I feel gutted for you, mate. 34 laps this year.
Can't buy a trick on this race.
No, you can't, mate. It's unfortunate, mate, because last year you had a fast car as well. 19 laps was all the distance that you could muster in that number 15 RL Racing, but 34 must be a heartbreak, mate, because you're there or thereabouts. I know that you're down the mid-pack when you're disconnected, but you're running up early, nice in the front.
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good strategy going. Darky and I run the same strategy. Just trying to minimise risk in the races, and
yeah, right, yeah, exactly. So they've all come into the pits, and as they just came in here, Sato, it looks like there was a little bit of nose to tail action there as they were all on the anchors coming into pit lane. So it looked like Hofstra just gave the car in front maybe a little bit of a tag, and yeah, so we've got Commander Cirrus now out in front. And that's 7 lead changes we've had early on in the race. We're only up to lap 40. We're not even a quarter of the way through, and with 7 lead changes with 5 safety car periods. And it's been absolutely entertaining so far.
Yeah, I don't know how far away my stream is, so I may not be exactly live with commentary, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, so just so you know where we are live, where I'm live calling it right now, we're just entering turn 3.
Okay, so actually bang on.
Yeah, so that's not too bad at all, so that's good to hear. So we've got 9 runners left, everyone on the lead lap, and we're been frantic pace, but we've slowed it down with a few of these safety car periods.
Yeah, it's often it just takes a while for these guys to get into the groove. They'll be going green soon, I'm gonna guess. Cirrus is actually holding them quite a long way.
Yeah, he's holding them a long way. It is green this lap around. And here he goes, he's gone. And they're all down the inside of the track. But he's also broken away there. Look, he's actually Lloyd has missed that start. Oh, it's I think that he's Weary or someone might have been running up wide. I can't remember. I think it is. He's that far back now. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It did look like a grey car, so I thought it might have been Weary Night. He's still going though. But Lloyd has now found himself back up. He was about half a second. He missed the start, but he's come back there at Commander Cirrus.
Yeah, it's surprising how far back you can be and still get the draft.
To just see that tail come out there of Lloyd's car. It's loose and fast.
Yeah,
there it goes.
I was following everyone, and every single car is loose following.
Yeah, okay, right. So it's just that Lloyd's car got fully loose there.
Yeah, the only...
It's Commander Cirrus.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only way to stop it getting loose, you got to stiff at the front, soft on the rear. You got to really wind it. The anti-roll bar adjustments to settle the car down in the draft.
Oh, Lloydie find himself up high on the barrier just then, but he's still motoring through, still holding second, but we had another lead change there fairly quickly. I don't know if I'm just calling lead changes as they happen. I don't know if I should be calling lead changes per lap or not, but there was 2 lead changes on that previous lap. Oh, and there goes Dark Lord again.
Yeah.
And this one, he should be able to keep going though, so that shouldn't be that shouldn't be a safety car. He's still going, pointing in the right direction. That's about the 3rd time he spun out of turn 2, so he's having some problems out of turn 1, I should say.
He struggled all week. Even in practice last night, I saw he was spinning out quite a bit. So his car, for whatever reason, is just not happy with being in the dirty air of the car behind.
Yeah, right. So we're just getting a question by some of the viewers, Sado. What do you think is the maximum laps that you can really stretch out and still be fairly competitive, I guess, in this? Around about 29, 30 laps, or do you, or not that many?
Completely flat out is 28 laps, no more. But if you're following, if you follow a car for a period of time, and these safety cars will stretch that stint, you could probably get 32, 33, 34 laps even, depending on how many safety cars.
Yeah, okay. So we've been seeing a lot of the guys opt into pit as soon as the safety car is being called, even though they're not maybe down half a fuel tank. I guess that's just a safety net.
Yeah, it's the safety net you want for in case you do get a green flag run. If you pit at the wrong point and you have to pit under green, and then a caution comes in, it sticks you a lap down. I think that happened to Weary Knight last year. Where,
yes, exactly. I think you're right. That's how he fell a lap down. He did come second, didn't he?
Yeah. So it all it takes is just the wrong pit stop, and you can hurt your race. That's why all these guys are pitting every stop.
Yeah, I guess it's just follow the leader, isn't it? Like if you're in that lead bunch and you see them go in, you just follow them.
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of these guys are pitting on the second lap, which is an interesting call. The second lap of the safety car.
I think what they're trying to do, like I think Illogical did it the first time, and he actually was almost full pace, doing the old cold trickle from Days of Thunder, mate. Full pace coming out of the safety car period after he was gunning it on that final lap while everyone else was still doing 150. He was full pace, so once they got going, he basically caught right up to the back, but just couldn't get past Hofstra early on.
Kills your track position. I noticed following the drivers like Gatto and Hofstra, their cars they're not quite as good as Illogical and Darky's cars are. So they you watch behind them, they're wiggling in the dirty air, and it's really hard to follow if you're caught behind them.
Yeah, well, that's what we did see when you were saying about who was it? Lloydie, who was a bit sideways. You know, same as Dado. We've noticed Dado's a little bit loose out of turn 3, I think it is. We've seen a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a trade-off for the extra speed that everyone's tried to extract out of cars. That the stability of the cars is really hurting.
Yeah, so you can just see like 1 down to 6 is basically 6 seconds. And as you said, it's so hard. Like the track position is still pretty vital around here. And then the cars behind them are the ones that actually pit. Oh, we've got another safety car period by the looks of things. As a Logical Sports. So we've got Dark Racing coming in.
So that's
Lloydie, if we can pick up
that's Dark Lord's had a crash as well again.
So that's unfortunate by Dark
Exeter
Lord.
turn 1. I think this time he's ended up stationary.
Yeah, that's here he goes now, but he's motoring on through. I thought that was on the screen when I went on the graphic. There was 2 cars there with Dark Lord, but here he is. He's coming on in. So each time they come in, do you do tyres or is it just fuel? Like how's the tyres go Saturday? 2 stints or you got to do them each time?
You can get 30 laps out of them. You maybe stretch it to 40, 45. But
okay, yeah.
So with these short stints, some of the pit stops you can just do fill and go.
Yeah, right. So we're on out. We've got the Logical Sports coming on through when we pick them up, and here he goes. He's coming in, and that gives the lead of the race now to this man we're just talking about. There's Dado Racer.
Yeah, so he's taking the gamble that there's going to be another caution.
Yeah, he's got more than half a tank though. What are they? 70 litres to fill up. He's got 46 litres at the moment.
Yeah, but that's already chewed up about 10 laps or so.
But we will be going green this time round, so all these guys are fighting to come back around. And we've just got Dark Lord. He's only just been able to stay on the lead lap, as you've just seen him just coming out of exit pit lane there in front of Dado.
Yeah.
As he's motoring on through now, so
yeah. See,
it's a big call. Biological still coming. He's just coming out of pit lane now, and yes, he can speed up a bit. But we've got Dado Racer. He should be able to catch the queue. But Dado's now into turn 3. He must maintain 150 kilometres an hour.
Yeah. So what Illogical's doing is he's widening his pit window by an extra lap. Which,
yeah, okay, just in case, yeah, and just hoping if they have to pit under green, and then he may get a safety car just to benefit from that just at that time. But at the moment, Dado's going to go green. He's going to take off here, as you can see on the map there. The other 2 cars are still trying to catch up. But Dado, he can go whenever he wants.
You'd want to go now. The longer he waits,
as he has,
he's
just going now.
Yeah, there we go. But even that was too long to go. It's given. Look at that, Illogical's now back onto the queue.
Yes, he has, and he's bringing Dark Lord's a little bit further out, but here he is. Illogical's challenging Highlander. These 2 are very fierce competitors.
Yeah, and Highlander won't give an inch here, even at lap 51.
So we're quarter of the way through. Just having a nice little look down the inside there, Illogical. Just trying to feel the car, seeing what it's doing. As Dado still out in front.
Got a bit of a margin to Dark Racing too. Oh jeez, Illogical.
Oh, look at that. As I think it was Hofster or someone just took up a little bit of concrete off the barrier there. Dado Racer, we'll just try and pick up on him if we can. Here he is. He's got a nice little gap there on Dark Racing 40 with him holding off Weary Knight. So the Chevrolets are looking good at the moment after we've just gone quarter race distance. Oh, it's Darky and Weary Knight have had a little moment. I think they have. Maybe Weary Knight's... was he lagging at all during the race? I think he's pretty stable these days, but we've had known his car to be jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can see what's happening here with Darky. He's been magnetised up again the outside wall, couldn't get off it, and that has now given Lloyd 3rd place of the race. But it still goes on.
He's going to lose another place here because Highlander's now factored in. So Cirrus has had a moment. as well, because Sirius is going to drop back behind Highlander, behind Illogical.
Yeah, he's a food back away. He's going to have to work a little bit hard. He's got no one to partner him to try and catch up to this this little mean little pack here at the moment. Oh, and Illogical's up really wide.
We've got into the back of Dark Racing there too.
Darky's in the thick of it at the moment. Not going all his way that he's used to at the moment. He's getting a little bit touched up by these cars. They're all putting a lot of pressure on last year's champion. Last year's winner, I should say. Oh, as Lloydie gets a little bit loose, like I said, you said earlier, Sato, he's a little bit loose. It's hard to follow. And Highland is making the most of that down the inside. Oh, he had two wheels down the inside of those white lines. Oh, and there goes Darky with a massive incident.
Yeah.
And that was a couple of cars there involved in there, so that could be our next safety car period.
He stalled it too.
So there we go. Oh, and it's still run to the flag though.
Yep.
Dado needs to realise that if he's had a little bit of a memory lapse, but I think he wants to go in the pits anyway, so he's into the pits.
Yeah.
And Weary Knight takes the lead of this race again.
Highland into the pits as well.
They're all filtering in. Dado is in the pits.
See if Dark Racing can jump into the pits as well.
Yeah, Dark Racing is just motoring in now as we speak. So we've got some good mathematicians here watching the stream. Stormy Cairns, I believe he's fairly active on the iRacing front, I think, from memory. He's saying that he's got basically the lap windows, and lap 60 would have been a good target to get to before you do a full tank, and that would give you with 4 more stops left of the race to try and get to the end. So he's doing some maths there for us. So it's not quite lap 60, so he was sort of saying that he would have stayed out, and just saying that obviously there could be another yellow, or just pitting just a little bit after that lap 60 should get you in a good window for the rest of the race. So these are the little things that all the drivers, it's very hard to do on the fly, obvious reasons. As Weary and he's got 1 more lap to go. I love this shot here, Sato, that we just had, and you can see the timing board. Yeah, it's great to see that. So the last man is oh, we've just had a disconnect by Weary Knight, I think, by the looks of that. So that's Weary Knight on lap 57. Unfortunately, one of the Chevrolets that was definitely in the running. Lap 57. Unfortunate. Actually, still going. On my screen, he's just juttling around everywhere, but I think it might be almost the ghost has given up. So maybe the family, yeah, there he goes. He's been disconnected. So we've got 8 runners now. Lap 57, we're about to go green, guys. Here we go. Commander Cirrus, leader of the race with Illogical Sports. The 2 Schmidt-Peterson cars, 1-2. The P51 SimSport cars, their 3rd driver, Weary Knight, just got disconnected. So here they go. We got the start of the race again. And will Illogical Sports be Commander Cirrus' little wingman to start off with, or will they try and work together, try and bridge a gap on Dark Racing 40, the man that is trying to defend his title, as Illogical Sports taking down the inside.
Coming back.
They're just holding stations. Oh, and we've got another safety car, as they say. Safety cars breeze, safety cars, boys, and here they go. They're all filtering in now. Logical Sports has come back in. Colonel Lloyd is, yeah, and that's unfortunate there. He's got 50 litres, so I'm sure that he'll be coming straight in. Yeah, it was a bit like this happened last year from memory. I was writing down the numbers of all these safety car periods and I thought I was going to run out of paper. And then all of a sudden we had about, I think it was 2 or 3 pit stop work, like green flag run-ins for about 2 pit stops. And it was absolutely sensational just to see how that all panned out. So again, like you said, Sato, I'd love to see this go green and stay green for at least a full run of fuel and tyres would be awesome. Weary Night, unfortunately, mate, I'm so sorry to see you disconnect there on lap 57, mate. You had a strong Chevrolet Team Penske car there. These things sometimes happen, and that's just the what you could say, the disappointments of these special events sometimes when it's out of your control, mate.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. I felt like we had decent strategies. We were working on it all week, but yeah, oh well. Better luck next time, I guess.
Come back.
Yeah,
come back next year and see what happens, mate. But you know, it happens to the best of them, and you've got one man here with me, Sato, one that could have won the race as well. So 2 race contenders already in for an early shower.
Yep, I've already done that, mate. So I'm all set for the night. Yeah, I saw Sato's little cheeky fuel saving technique, hugging the inside after the first safety car. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna adapt that. So
well, save those meters.
yeah, save those liters as much as you can.
So we're gonna be going green, guys, after this on this lap. So the man that we've all been talking about all week is this man here, Dark Racing 40. He's found himself in the battles, but he's now in the lead of this motor race to take control. This is the 8th caution that we've had. Last year we had, I think it was 9 or 10 cautions. So we're up there. So this race time will definitely not be faster than last year because we've been a lot more under safety car. There's bound to be some more. They're all together except for Commander Sierra still coming around the final corner of turn 4. Dark Racing 40's already got his pace going, so he's not waiting. And off he goes now with Dado Racer in second, Hofstra, who's been solid all night long in third. He hasn't been too far from third, fourth or fifth all night long. Probably one of the most consistent drives of the night so far by Hofstra. He hasn't been in the lead yet, but he's been there. As down the inside of Logical Sports, on of Lloydie. And both Highlander and Logical Sports find themselves back together again, battling it out there for 4th position, 4th and 5th. I just got a feeling, fellas, that this is just feeling like it could be a bit of a green flag run now, as we've got
less cars,
unfortunately.
Less cars, less contact. Always you touches the wall, yeah. Exit turn 3, that was, yeah. 2, 1.
Yeah, turn 2, I think, and they're coming into turn 3 now. Sirius taking is the rear of the pack at the moment. He's been up and down tonight. He led the race for a little while. I wanted to try and do some fancy camera work there, it didn't work. But there we go. Look at Logical, Highlander, who's all a little bit crossed up as he's chasing down Hofster here at the moment. He's down the inside and looks like Logical says, I'm going to follow you, or is he going to take the high line? Logical's taking the high line. Going to follow Hofster, but that's caught him out.
Oh, I don't think that's what you want to do.
Down the inside.
You want to follow that car on the inside?
Nice move by both Highlander and Illogical Sports, and they see their man in front now. Dado Racer challenging Dark Racing.
Dado was big quick on his own, so my bet is a surprise for Dado.
Yeah, the Statesman, he's doing really good. He's the only Chevrolet left in the field after Weary Night's fateful disconnect, I should say. I can barely hear you guys, sorry, so I don't know if my thingos are all wrong, but anyway, Dado's still there in second chasing, and still his car's still loose coming out of turn one. We've seen that all night long. And he's putting a lot of pressure here on Dark Racing 40.
Yeah, I did notice that Dado's car was really loose too, so that may play a factor towards the end of the race when the track gets gripped up, we don't know.
Not too sure, he might get the grip, but it seems to be where he's washing a little bit of speed. It's always turn one and turn three, so after the long straights and coming sort of mid-corner to the exit, it seems to get a little bit loose. And he sort of holds on to it.
Possibly.
He's got a run on him. And finally we're just starting to see them all get into a bit of a groove at the moment, and the fuel's just coming down nicely. Cars should start feeling good now when they got that mid fuel tanks getting near that zone. Around 35 laps is half fuel load. Yep.
You definitely don't want to be out there. You just watch the guys in front of you just walk away up the track.
We've had spin.
Oh, they'll just spin towards the back. It's Dark Lord. Yep.
Dark Lord once again, as he's now going forward there. So we'll wait and see if Darky's going to pull down. Yes, it is a safety car period, and both the drivers are coming on in. As Highlander moves on through, he decides he's going to stay out. As Lloydie gets it all crossed up, coming into pit lane.
Oh, hello.
I think he had a little bit of a spin on the anchors trying to get in, Lloydie.
I reckon Dark Race has almost been the heads, and Lloyd has gone even faster.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Unfortunately, yeah, Dark Lord, he's just got a very loose car. I think things aren't suiting him at the moment, and yes, he's causing a lot of yellow flags at the moment, Stormy Cans. But we obviously always encourage participation here, and we'll see what he can do.
Looks like Dado's dropped down.
As Robbie keeps getting down. It's never done.
Looks like Dado dropped to the back of the queue. The pit lane.
Yeah, I think that he needed a little bit more fuel than the other guys. He was running a little bit lower because he stayed out that last time to be in front, I think it was.
Yeah, because he's stuck. Oh, he started first, actually. Yeah. Start.
So now they all got to catch up. We've got Highlander obviously on the final lap of this virtual safety car with Hofster now in second. I wouldn't mind seeing to see what happens here. We've got obviously Highlander and Logical Sports have been battling out all race long, these two. There hasn't been much separating the two drivers. But right in the middle is Hofstad now, so this could get very interesting, guys. And then we've got that man Dark Lord just behind who calls that previous caution. And then we've got Dark Racing 40. Ever so he's always in those screenshots.
Yeah, Stormy, he didn't have to pit, but it would have been a good idea if he copied Dark Racing. It's not a bad idea to copy the leaders in these over racing. Make sure you're on the right strategy.
Yeah, let it all play out. Lap 69 of 20, of 200 of 20. How can it be 69 of 20, Neil? So anyway, so Woody's getting a little bit confused here in the box at the moment. But here we go. We're coming into the final corner, turn 4. And it'll be green here on lap 7. It'll be to take the start of lap 70. And let's see how we go. Highlander on 48 metres, so he chose not to pit, as did Hofstad. He didn't pit either, and obviously Logical Sports hasn't pitted. So they want to get out of that mid-pack running. I don't know if I have to do anything though, Sato, but earlier on I could hear you, but I can't really hear you now at all. It's very low.
Hofstad's hanging on to the back of Highlander, but keeping Logical Sports at bay. It's good to see.
Yeah, he's doing a tremendous job. He's got some pace there in that AJ Foyt car. As he's down the inside goes the Logical. He's going to make this stick nice, and he's a good racing by Hofstad as well. That looked like a very professional move, as Hofstad's still trying to wrestle that car after having that dirty air come and affect his running.
Can you guys see me better now?
Yeah, that's
better.
better.
I can hear you very good.
Yep.
Thank you. And I think all the viewers will be able to see you. And we've just said the next window is lap 88 from Stormy Cairns. He reckons
Oh, someone
to be
had a
able
spin
to
in the
get
background.
through.
That was Dark Racing, I think.
No, Dark
Was
Lord.
it Dark Racing?
Dark
Yep.
Lord.
They need to change their
Again.
names.
He's just got to try and I think just settle himself down into a rhythm. Dark Lord.
Yeah.
He must be just getting a bit frazzled when he's involved with people around him, and
It doesn't
Have
hurt
their own wash.
to just lift off just a tiny bit when you're in the slipstream, just to settle your own car down.
Yeah, definitely. So, but it looks like they're still going here at the moment. We'll just see if they can keep their pace going all the way through and they're not slowing down. Yeah, they're still going. So Dark Lord must have just decided, no, I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Or maybe the safety car was rejectedly denied through the rest of the guys in the comms. But Hofstad now is still in third position, but he's got Dark Racing 40 just slowly catching him, and he's bringing Commander Cirrus with him. As the battle for the lead here intensifies with the Logical Sports. Trying to take Highlander. Highlander in the other of the number 35 AJ Foyt Enterprises car with Hofstad in third. But the P51 Sim Sports guys, they don't like to be second, they like to be first, and it looks like Illogical's putting that extra added pressure on here. I think he's just warming it up, setting him up for a move.
Yeah, well, was this Highlander's third crack at the race? I think he missed last year's, didn't he?
I
He's
think
only
he did
done
last
one.
year.
No, he did 2019 only, he came fifth, so he's only done one race.
Oh, yeah, so he was going to do 2018 and then couldn't do it.
Nah, so he's going hard, he's hunting down, he's got a good record though, one go, fifth position, and now he's in actually in first Highlander. Getting some green sectors in early in the running.
Dark Racing's past Hofstad.
And Hoffs has had a little bit of a moment. He's actually dropped down as or actually Darky was bringing Commander Cirrus, so I think that's what it was. Darky's probably made the move down the inside, and Cirrus has followed.
Might have touched the
That'll be
wall
up
because
front.
he dropped the second of Commander Cirrus, so he must have touched the wall.
Yeah, well, it would have been when Darky's going
have
to
a look
overtake.
at this battle here.
No.
It looks like Highlander's going to have to. Logical trying around the outside.
Yeah, it's not as
Don't
much
wanna
grip
go
up
there.
in the grey.
You can shove
Yeah,
that
don't
front
wanna be-
wing in the inside, you hold on to it.
Yeah, you don't, as you said, you don't really want to be up the grey area at all.
But turn 3, entering turn 3 is the overtaking spot to win this race. So look out for
Yes.
that move in the last few laps.
As I'm just having a look at Commander Cirrus, taking a look down the inside here of Dark Racing forward here, and is he going to make it stick here? He's pushed up Darky up near that grey area, but still just on the edge of the real gripped up point. That's why Darky's still fighting. But he's had to let Cirrus through there because he was just right in that grey line, but he's actually kept it, Darky. What a great run by Dark Racing 40 to keep it around turns 2 and 3 on the outside to hold off the charge from Commander Cirrus.
Yeah, that little wiggle going through turn 2 is what cost Cirrus. Not much of a wiggle, but it's enough.
You must have clipped the curb on that inside.
So there's battles for the lead and battles for third position here at the moment. Cirrus cannot get any closer.
Yeah, they definitely have to work together to try and catch up to Highlander and Logical.
Yep.
They've already lost 4 seconds now.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I think when you've got that visor, that racing helmet down, that the red mist comes over and all you want to do is get that guy in front. Oh, Cirrus' car just doesn't look stable in that draft there. He looked like he had to just try and wrestle that car before he almost nudged the wall.
I think that's why Cirrus was very keen to make the move on Darky.
Yep, get in front, get that clean air. Darky's car looks very stable in the dirty air as well, so probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
So we've got battles of 2s here. We've also got a battle between Dado and Lloydie as well for 5th and 6th. So it's all happening. It's hard to try and keep a grasp of everything. But here we go, a Logical Sports again. Having a look down, just trying to poke his nose in that spot where Sato said earlier is where the move for the race might be. Is turn 3. That's where you want to have a look at. As the fuel starts eating down in these 2 cars out front, they didn't pit that last previous safety car period.
Yeah, so they're actually pulling away because they've got lighter cars than Dark Racing and Cirrus.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a big thing to think of too. They got to make the most of it because if it keeps going green, they're going to have to do a green pit stop. So they need to move on forward as best they can.
Yeah, if they can try stretching to 92, they're probably in a decent spot.
Is that Cirrus gone
Off
for
the
the
drop
drop
him.
I
What was that, sorry?
thought I saw Cirrus pull his nose out on Darky in the background.
I think you got that right. Yep, there we go. Well picked up, Sato.
Yeah, will Darky fight for a place back or will he just sit behind?
The racer's eyes caught that in the background. Well done, Sato, and that's the move that Cirrus wanted to make. He's been working hard. Oh, a little wiggle there, mid-corner, coming out of turn 4.
Oh, he hit the curb.
That's given Darky all the I've lost my train of thought here, but here he goes down the inside, goes Darky.
Yep.
Nice moves.
May not even be a bad idea for these two just to continue to swap places. Just drafts the team pass and the car in front just yields and sliding behind.
Yeah, so it looks like a Logical. He's just dropped off a little bit. He's had a little moment because he's now roughly 2 seconds off that the lead. as Dado Racer is cleared Lloyd a little bit, so he's got a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
The
but
man's
no, he's got no help. See, Dado, if he wants to come forward in the race, he's actually got to drop back a little bit and grab Lloyd again.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You just need to have those buddies in this oval racing, but you can have a look on that graphic. The blue dot is Dark Lord, and the next white car is Highlander, so he's getting close to being a lap down. And this is good green running at the moment. These two here are the two that are running very close together. Where the race is at the moment, the battle for third position, and it's Commander Cirrus is trying his hardest to regain that position after only having it for a lap before Darky got it again.
Although them two would be, them two would be rubbing their hands together, seeing that the top two are split apart.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a chance to come back.
Well, it's definitely, as Sado said earlier, with talking about Dado, where he's in no man's land. He needs a partner, and that's what Illogical's finding himself at the moment. He's in no man's land, and these two are slowly catching.
Yeah. Where's the Jaws theme music when you need it?
So you can just see now they're roughly about 3 seconds off Illogical Sport, so we'll see if we keep going under green here, if they can start bridging that gap with these two helping each other with the draft.
It was 4.7 when they crossed the line.
So they get a bit of a push as well, even when they are close. Does the lead car get a little bit of a assistance sort of thing like you do in NASCAR?
It takes away
which
the rear
shouldn't
spoilers.
happen, but it does.
Yeah.
Haha. Oh well, makes it all interesting. As you can see, just in that lap there, they've been able to grab about 300ths of a second on Illogical Sports, and they're currently lapping a lot. Oh well, not a lot faster, but they are lapping faster than Illogical Sports, and also they're lapping faster than the man in front, Highlander.
Yeah, and well, Highlander and Illogical, they're going to be looking at pit stops very soon.
Yeah, they're looking at very soon, and I bet you both Highlander and Illogical Sports wish they had Stormy Cairns in their pit box, because I tell you what, he's picking up this lap 88. He's still sure that if they pit on lap 88, they're going to be in a very good, healthy window where they can actually not have to pit every safety car period and still be in for a good fight. With probably only about 3 or 4 stops for the remainder of the race, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, so they're a couple of laps away for the Highlanders. You might be able to make it to lap 89.
Yeah, that would be actually not a bad way to try and go in, but we'll see them very shortly, I think maybe under green.
I think Illogical should have more fuel up his sleeve than Highlander. The
We've just got Hofster now, just starting to get on the back here of Colonel Lloyd. Hofster's coming in because he's only got 2.9 litres, so he's had to blink first.
He could have held
one more lap. He could have done one more lap.
Another lap, but he's had to do a green lap pit stop, so this is going to put him at a very well. So he's going to actually, yeah, he's got a penalty, so he's going to fall a lap down as well. So he'll be our first one a lap down. So he's going to have a strategy to work his way, but if it keeps going under green, he will get that lap back.
This is Highlander's last lap.
Have to pat.
See, Highlander's in this lap. It's a 2.3 litre fuel burn a lap.
Yeah, and Illogical will be in. And Dark Racing 40 have got 22 litres, as has Cirrus. So these guys here will be the effective leaders of the race once these two pit in front. So we'll just see Highlander if he's just starting to back off now. No, not quite. He'll probably be the next corner. He'll start backing off, obviously, to start slowing down. And there he goes. Oh, look who's going to risk it. Illogical Sports is going to risk another lap with 2.2 litres. Will he make it?
He'll go close.
He's going to go very, very close. And remember, he must have his engine running when he pulls up his pit bay. So if he runs out of fuel coasting in and his engine's not running when he goes into the pit stop, it's game over.
Crucially,
I don't think he's going to make it.
No.
I don't think he's going to make it, guys.
Well,
He's got to put it
He
in
needs
lean
to
or
back
something.
off.
Put it in lean at the come to turn 4.
This is a risky move. He's probably thinking, well, I've got pace to roll in, but he's probably on the clutch, I reckon. He has to be on clutch to make sure that he's not
There he
using
is.
up any
He's
more
off,
fuel.
off the throttle. It's at 0.2 of the litre. Needs to stick it in
Oh,
fourth
mate, that
gear.
was so risky.
He's
You
been
can't get much closer than that as he's pulled up on his marks. And now the battle for the race here is between these two still, Dark Racing 40 and Commander Cirrus. And we'll come back to see where everyone is after they've all come out of the pits. But at the moment, these guys here are going to come on through and probably put these other two drivers on who will lead the race a lap down as they've had to pit under green. And they're just going to have to hope as well at the same time that these guys are going to have to pit under green. Commander Cirrus doing a tremendous job just putting that little bit of pressure on Darky, and they're just still in the 39s, the low 39s. They've been in that for quite a while now as the fuel's starting to drop.
So this is where Highlander and Logical getting split apart at the end of their stints. It's going to hurt them big time. This is where Dark Racing and Cirrus are going to gain a lot of time. Half a second a lap.
Yeah, that's it. So Logical is only just coming out now as we're watching. It's almost 2 laps you lose under green. It's going to be 2 laps by the time these guys are doing 300 kilometres an hour, and he's only just coming up to pace now. And he's also on the apron in the pit exit area.
Might not be too bad for Logical. If he can hook onto the back of these guys, then Illogical stands a chance of jumping Highlander or catching up to Highlander.
Catching up exactly, but he's just going to have to let them go and do exactly what you're saying, Sado. Just duck in now and get into that slipstream of don't want to be battling. You should just be off throttle just a little bit, just to tuck in there.
Then it's done.
Settle the car. What a good little bit of running we've had. This is what we come to see, this green flag running, and it's getting very exciting here. Fuel strategy is going to be a big part of this race if we keep going this way. We've already got 2 very packed, well, we've got 2 packs. We've got Illogical and Highlander, and we've got these 2, Dark Racing and Commander Cirrus, both on 2 different pit strategies at the moment. Separated, what do we say, around about probably 10 laps difference.
Logical can't stay with them. Logical Sports actually can't stay in the draft.
No, he's checked out, hasn't he? Because these guys too on such low fuel as well, and just remember, Illogical also on new tyres as well. The tyre pressures probably weren't there either. So you can see the only other men on the lead lap at the moment is there's 2, Dado Racer and Lloydie.
I think Lloyd's on the back of a back marker at the moment.
This is a battle for a lead. I don't want to leave this to see where Lloydie is, because this is exciting here. As you can see, Commander Cirrus holding on to a car that looks a bit loose mid-corner.
Yeah, they're just going faster and faster and faster.
But not a bad spot to be though, behind the last year's winner of the race, and in the real part of the race where we're reaching halfway through the race, getting a lot of experience following the man that's never finished worse than 3rd position in the 3 previous Indy 500s we've run. He's had a 3rd, a 2nd and a 1st.
We're getting close to lap record territory here.
Yes, as we said, lap record early on was a 39.183 by Year 3 Gaming in a Chevrolet last year. They're going to have to pit the next lap around, I'd say.
Oh, Darky can do one more.
One more, yeah, you're probably right on. And the same as Commander Cirrus, their fuel numbers are almost the same, 3.1 for both of them. They're both Honda engines, so they're both using, you'd think Cirrus may have that little bit more because he's been in the draft for quite a while, but then also in that draft, you'd think that you're doing that little bit of higher revs as well.
Serious lap record.
Well picked up
127.
Sato. He's flying. So here we go. We'll see if they're going to go around one more and risk it. No, they can't. They'll have to come in now. This lap around.
Sirius might be able to do one more.
No, he can't. He's on 1.4.
Yeah, no, he just can't do it.
Well, I'm a bit in front of you guys, sorry, in the stream, but yeah, they both need to come in. So here they come. And Dado is already in the pits and Lloydie. He's
they didn't have the draft, so they actually burn more fuel if you don't have a partner as well. So that's why they've had to come in early.
We may just stay on these guys here in this pit stop and see what happens.
Highlander's only 55 seconds behind, so he should be a fair distance out in front.
So we're just looking at Dado just coming on through there. Highlander, here he goes. He's taking the lead of the race.
No,
so
he
there
hasn't.
he's back in front again.
Highlander's still
He's got one more lap.
Oh, one more lap, sorry guys. Yeah, I just I forgot about that. So yep, he's on lap 98, whereas the others are just on 98, ready to knock over 99 when they get moving. Commander Cirrus, he's still behind, so Darky's still going out.
So Darky's rolled and so Sirius has lost a bit of time.
So these guys with those low fuel runs, but look at Highlander, here he comes, he's coming down the start straight now, so he's going to take them here. They're still coming out of the pit lane. And there he goes, Highlander back in the lead. Will Logical do it? Logical's only just coming out of turn 4.
Nah, the Logical's way too far back.
Yep.
So he's been the loser of that whole pit stop period between the two drivers. He came in right on Highlander, and he is now, looks like, from 2nd to 4th.
And that's
Dark Racing 40 finds himself just behind Dark Lord.
so Dark Racing's actually that's a big gap to Sirius now.
Yeah, 3 seconds. Oh, he's hit the water.
Yeah. So Dark Lord is the only man that's actually a lap down. Hofster's on the verge of being a lap down too at the moment.
Yep. There's no real drafting buddies at the moment.
No, there's not. So we're halfway through this race now. We're just about to knock over the 101st lap of 200, and we've got Highlander out in front.
6 second lead.
We've had 15 lead changes.
That's the Indy 250 done.
And we've also had 9 cautions throughout this race. Just taking everything in at the moment, so it looks like it's all holding stations. Highlander's doing a good job. Out in front with Dark Racing 40 in second. Commander Cirrus has just dropped off from Dark as they came in nose to tail, so it was all to do with maybe a little bit of engine repair, maybe, guys. You think that maybe Darky either didn't opt for it and Commander Cirrus did? Who knows? Or
Possibly,
maybe one of them didn't do tyres.
I'll probably say it was tyres. Tyres are about 3 seconds extra.
Okay, so that might be why we're roughly around that 4 to 3 seconds difference, probably about 3 seconds difference between Dark Racing and Cirrus, as you can see on that graphic there. In the middle of the screen, Dark Racing 40 is about 3.5 seconds in front.
Oh, don't factor out engine damage too, because engine damage it's 2 seconds for every one little bit of engine damage. So if Sirius was sitting on 13 or 14 engine damage and Darky only 12, then that's your 3 to 4 second gap.
Yeah, and you could almost think that with Cirrus being under that draft for so long as well, in the hot air, he may have more engine damage than Darky had. Also probably revving that engine with that top of speed as well, so that's maybe could be it as well, Sato. expert comments from from Sado.
You're not that old.
Talking about Dado here, he's in 5th position at the moment, 57 litres of fuel. Both him and Lloyd have been having a good little battle, separated by around about 9 seconds to Dado's favour.
I need to screenshot that. Sirius and Dado, exact same. Oh, I missed it. But Sirius and Dado had set the exact same lap time on the previous lap. They both did a 40.240. Bang on.
So he's not going too shabby, Dado. He's doing a great job out there. As we said, we call him the statesman. He's the oldest driver out there. He's probably as old as Rick Mears. And he's doing an absolutely brilliant job out there in 5th position. And who can we have a look at the moment? We've got Hofster and Darklord. Darklord now has settled down a little bit, and it's good to see.
He's on the back of Hofster now.
Yeah, and Hofster's, they're both a lap down. And Lloyd, I'd say Lloyd and Dado are getting very close to being a lap down as well, by the look of that.
Yeah, Lloyd?
You just pick up Highlander and see where he is in relation to see where, there's Lloyd just in front.
Lloyd's pace is actually surprising me. I'm surprised how slow he's pedaling around.
Yeah, but I wouldn't discount Lloyd if he can stay on this lead lap. He's, he's only a little bit slower than what the leaders are doing at the moment. Well, Dado's actually only a little bit slower. I think, yeah, you're right. Lloyd, he has dropped off a little bit more than what we'd think he would have.
Oh, geez, he has too. About half a second.
Yeah, so that's a bit costly per lap, as we know. So Highlander obviously knows that Lloyd is a
Darky
threat
and Sirius have done the exact same lap time now.
Yeah, unbelievable how they're running these guys. But look at this, though. That's one thing that Highlander really wants to do. He would love to take a lap off Lloydie, because I reckon they do know that he is still a threat of this race if he can stay on the lead lap and be there or thereabouts with that 25 laps remaining.
If you could,
that's when we call no more safety cars.
If you can put a lap down on the Daytona, was it Route 66 champion this year, that'd be a good statement to say for this race.
Yeah, that's very impressive if you can do that. And also, he's also class winner of I think it's the Daytona 24 hour as well. I'm not 100% sure, but and also coming off from. Not even talking about ovals, but the Spa 24 hours last year, he absolutely blitzed it in a McLaren in the GT3s. But getting back to this race at the moment, Highlander, he's probably starting to notch up the most laps led in this race. I haven't got anything written down here for that, so I can't really do that. But I think the amount of times that we've seen him out in front at the moment, you can probably safely say that he's probably led more laps than anyone tonight.
That exactly a second faster than Lloyd that last lap. Not more.
Yeah, so the writing might be on the wall for Lloydie at the moment. Is he going to be the next car a lap down, or can he hold off? As Highlanders getting into that bracket where he's only roughly got another 10 laps or so before he'll have to pit for fuel.
Well, Sirius and Illogical Sports have tagged onto each other.
So here we go. So, but actually, we missed that though. Was it Illogical actually make that move on Commander Sirius? Was he behind Darky earlier? Or?
To be honest, I would say that Sirius has let Illogical go, and they're gonna. I think Sirius has identified that his cars, he wasn't going to catch the leaders just pedaling around on his own, so he's dropped back to tag team with his teammate Illogical Sports.
Yeah, that's not a bad option either, but and also Illogical with that lesser fuel too. He's obviously got that quicker car at the moment.
Yeah, it's the only chance they have at the moment.
The P51 Sim Sport cars are doing a good job though in third and fourth. Both the Schmidt-Peterson Hondas. And thank you, Stormy Cairns, for staying on and watching us. He's bringing out that next number, 116. Is the next magic number for his what he reckons is the winning fuel strategy. And I can't disagree. I think you're right. Highlander actually went, he said it was lap 88, and Highlander came in on lap 89, as we saw. With the Logical Sports doing an extra lap and almost running out of fuel. Came in with 0.1 litre of fuel.
Yeah, so Highlander's
He comes up. Oh, Lloyd, he's just Highlander has had to just back off big time before he ended up in the back of Lloydie then.
just saw that bend.
That was close. And there he goes, Lloydie's let him through.
Yeah, so Highlander's got 3 full pit stops to go, whereas Dark Racing 40's got 2 full pit stops and a splash and dash.
Yeah, right, okay, so he's still got to make 3 stops though, and then one of those is a splash and dash, so...
So that could save Darky 10 seconds or so.
Yes. Just
Yeah,
splash
so at
and
the moment,
dash
so-
about 30 seconds. Something before
So
transit.
if we're looking at those numbers there then, so Darky at the moment under that 10 seconds, so if he's going to save roughly about 10 seconds, he's in a box seat again at the moment if we stay green all the way. But look guys, I don't think there's a hope in hell that we're going to go green for the next, what do we got, 83 laps, 87 laps I mean.
The big change is Illogical and Cirrus are together, and they're chewing out about half a second a lap on the cars ahead of them.
So this is just a good thing to see. You know, we saw both Commander Cirrus and Darky do it on the previous little stint, and now you've got the 2 teammates working together. And as you said, Sato, they're roughly half a second faster than the leaders. So working in pairs is definitely working to slowly. It seems very tiresome and very lonely, and it takes a while, but they slowly do make bridge the gap. As Hofstra and Dark Lord are still at it, and they're now running well and truly in the mix of it all. As they're catching Lloydie. They've been catching Lloydie ever so slightly because they've been battling together and doing what we've been seeing the leaders do. And it won't be long now that we will see a challenge for 6th position between these 3 cars.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Lloyd's car. Whether he's forgotten to change tyres or something in his pit stop. Because yeah, his pace has just disappeared.
Like these guys have just pulled him in like at a rate of knots.
Yeah, in fact there could be an overtake here.
And we know Hofstra's
Oh, he's gone for it.
or just saying that he had a little bit of a wobble. He's still, I was going to say he was still holding on to it, but it looks like he's
Oh, there's
going
a
to keep going.
oh, they're going.
Sort of held on to it.
Almost a caution there.
Almost a caution, but 2 cars involved in that. They could call safety car if they wanted, but I think in fairness to the racing that we've seen, it would be great to see if we don't see a caution.
Highlanders continued.
And the Hofstra's coming into the pits, I think.
Yeah, he checked the fuel because I
5.
reckon he could almost be out. 5.3.
Yeah. He came in early last time with around about that 4 litres, and we said he could have done again, so maybe he's just not comfortable to try and run it right to the end.
He hasn't quite reached that magic 116 lap.
Yeah, I
a
think
bit of
Muppet
fuel.
Gonzo got it. Oh, sorry, Sato, I was just reading there and my mouth overtook my ears listening to you, but Muppet Gonzo mentioned it was a save of the day by whoever it was, Hofstra or I
was
think it was
Hofstra.
actually Dark Lord.
No, it's Hofstra.
Oh, one of them.
He
Yeah,
went snap
beautiful.
right.
So what can Highlander do? He's going to be in very shortly, and this is going to be the 2nd green flag pit stop that we've seen so far in this race, which is absolutely brilliant. This is where we want to see the strategies come in. We've got Strategy King saying lap 116, so Highlander has been able to push that a little bit further, so he may open up that window to have 2 more full pit stops plus a little splash and dash as well with Darky. As a couple of the guys up in front there weaving down the straight. I think it was Commander Cirrus and or could have even been Dado.
Yeah.
There was a blue car there involved somewhere. But the other man that will have to pit would be a Logical Sports. But see, when he came through and basically came in on fumes, he'll be able to actually extend that run now. 1 extra lap to Highlander, who's going to come in now.
We did that anyway on the previous run.
Yeah, so he could even maybe, depending how he's been going, if he goes going to be extended another 2 laps or not. But that's a high risk after we've seen how close it was last time. As here comes Highlander.
That's speed.
There's no penalty that's come up there.
Disqualification for Highlander. He's out.
Oh, did he come in way too hot,
Yeah,
did he?
he's done. Dark Racing 40 is the new leader.
Dark Racing 40 on a lap 120 has taken the lead of the race. And a Logical, what was it, Highlander actually?
Yeah.
Here he's gone. He won't be a happy man, and that was on lap 119, a disqualification for speeding in pit lane. Jeez, it's hard.
Your mind starts to wander, just hit the brakes just a couple meters too far, and
Well, I reckon he locked the brakes. I reckon he braked at the correct point, but he just locked the brakes and just slid him forward.
So I was actually looking at the time monitors or something else then, but what sort of speed do you think he was doing when he was meant to be
120,
60?
130, easy.
yeah,
Oh, well,
he was
that's
doing
just
80.
unfortunate.
He was doing 80 k's when he got past the third or fourth pit stall. He was way over.
Oh no, unfortunately that's killed his race. As we know, it's one of those things, and we were saying earlier in the Thursday and Friday night practice streams that we're doing, that the guys should be practicing their in-laps and coming into pit lane, because it's a lot of pace you need to wipe off these cars to get in there.
Yeah. So Logical Sports is in the pits now.
So he's in the pits. He's is he coming out now, or has he already been in for a while? Yeah, he has. He's got his 70 litres of fuel, so he's already been filled up. And look at the Statesman here at the moment. He's got 13 litres. He's actually in 3rd position at the moment. He's a fair way off the lead of these pack here, but he's got that little bit of extra fuel compared to Commander Cirrus and Dark Racing 40. And if a safety car can fall in his favour, Dado's going to be right up there again.
Cirrus is just getting enough of a draft from Dark Lord to help him catch Dark Racing. Look at that.
Look at,
Now it's voluntary.
I could just see that he's just been a little bit held up through here. Oh no, he's Dark Lord's been able to just drift off a little bit wide to let Cirrus through. He's bridged the gap, hasn't he, Cirrus? As I said earlier, it was about when him and Logical were driving together, he was roughly 3 seconds or so, or 3 to 4 seconds off Darky, and he's now only 2 seconds. So already coming in. Dado's still staying out, so those two were battling it hard. So Dado has got the better fuel numbers at the moment over Lloydie, who's already getting his fuel on, and he's coming back out of pit lane, I'd say, or he's getting tyres. Yeah, I guess it's easy to do. I'm just answering Stormy Can's comment about maybe Highlander just got a little bit too comfortable there out in front, and yeah, as we said, just missed his braking markers, or as he's locked up, he pinched those brakes and just started sliding and couldn't pull it up. So
what he needed to do was do what I did last year, just turn right and hit the pit wall.
yeah, but sometimes if your tyres are locked up, mate, and you're trying to turn, you still go straight. So maybe he had no steering input at all as well at the same time. And I reckon his eyes were as big as the high beams of a Mack truck, mate, because you could see that 60k zone approaching super fast. And we've got, I think it was Commander Cirrus just coming down through with Logical.
Yeah, So now they're going to team up again. They're on different laps, obviously, but they're going to team up to help Sirius close the gap to Dark Racing.
Yeah, so Illogical is actually a lap down, so we've only got 3 on the lead lap at the moment, but as we've all just said then, they still need to pit, so...
I've just seen what I just put in the chat.
Yep.
I just saw that too, so anyway, so we may need to start calling... I don't know if we've got a comment for someone that comes flying into the pits in a DSQ, but we may have to call that a Highlander now, so... We've got a few little things, few little comments from some of our regular members when things go wrong, and it seems to happen to them a few times.
And the nicknames can change. Like running out of fuel used to be called Doing a Shad, so now it's called Doing a Champion.
Doing a Champion, that's right. Ended up on your roof or something is doing a Woody. Oh, actually on 2 wheels, I'm sorry, is doing a Woody.
Speeding in.
Oh, as you can just see, Dado holding on.
Oh,
seriously.
Slow down. There we go.
oh, just.
Dado's in. So we've got Lloydie that was just had the big wiggle out of there earlier, just as Sirius was coming in. So
Darky's done an extra lap on Sirius.
That's what I was just about to say, yeah. So he stayed out, Darky. So he's going to come in. He's going to have a little bit more fuel than what when Illogical went right to the end, but he's going to be close. Those numbers drop fairly quick on you. And here he comes in. So we'll now see Illogical Sports just go by there, but he has to make up another lap around.
Yeah, so Darky comfortably in, gave himself plenty of margin.
So we're looking probably at the effective leader here right at the moment, Illogical Sports. 2 different pit strategies from Dark Racing 40 Commander Series. So it's just going to be who looks like Illogical can just squeeze out that magic number. If everything goes how it is, he could be following what Stormy Kens has been saying, that he has been just hitting those perfect pit stop window numbers. But the question is what Saddo's mentioned too, Darky and Commander Sirius may have to have that 3rd pit stop, but it'll be a splash and dash only, whereas Illogical will have to have a full fuel run, I'd say.
Now, these pit stops have actually come. These pit stops have come at an awkward time, because I remember Darky and I were saying that about lap 130 is the point where you can pit and make it to the end without having to repair your engine anymore. They're on lap 127, so that's going to be interesting to see if some of these drivers take the gamble to not repair their engine from this point onwards.
So at the moment, when I was saying Illogical might be the effective race leader, Commander Sirius is just coming around, and Darky's just exiting the turn 2 pit exit. So this is going to be close. So Dark Racing and Commander Sirius, is this right? Have they leapfrogged Illogical Sports?
They were always ahead of Illogical Sports.
Yep.
But I thought Illogical... Okay, I thought Illogical Sports... Oh, it was Highlander, wasn't it?
Highlander,
yeah, sorry, Highlander was out in front. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep bringing that up in the broadcast. That'll dig the wound a bit deeper for Highlander.
Sirius didn't gain much ground, it's still 2 seconds.
Yeah, so identical pit stops then, which makes sense because Sirius hasn't been behind anyone this stint, so he wouldn't have had any extra engine damage compared to Darky.
The previous run, yeah, he did have he was behind Illogical though early on, wasn't he? Where he was sort of gaining a little bit. He gained a bit of time on Darky.
It wasn't long though.
No, it wasn't. But Dado's still the only man still on the lead lap. He's actually pitted as well. So we've got the first 4 all have all pitted. Well, everyone's pretty much pitted by going through these numbers quickly. But we've got a couple of guys like Hofster here that we're watching just now, last at the moment, around mid fuel run. 35 litres is a half fuel tank, and he's chasing down Dark Lord, who's just in front of him at the moment. Nice presented car, the number 14
Yeah.
AJ Foyt Enterprises car.
I am still baffled at where the pace has disappeared from Lloyd's car.
Yeah, he's the slowest car on track, and he has been that for a long time, and he's basically slowing back down to be in this battle again between Dark Lord and Hofstra again. Oh, Lockie, what happened to the pole sitter? Well, he had another disconnect at lap 34. He did a little bit more than previous year, last year, where he only had 19 laps, but he was looking strong,
Yeah,
so that's all I can say. And
Maxbox did the thing where it disconnects you for half a second. That's all it takes to just boot you from the session.
yeah, and then we also saw Weary Knight, who's also in the commentary with us, he was actually one of probably the leading Chevrolets. Dado's just sort of been there, but not as fast as what Weary was having his Chevrolet, the Team Penske car. He was going really well. I think it was up front, and he had another disconnect too on lap 57, so that was unfortunate as well.
Lloyd's car's quite slow in a straight line. You must have loaded up the wrong setup.
He's held it
It's either
fourth down that straight.
Yeah.
Oh, he's into the wall there as well, guys, and it looks like that, yeah, he is a lot slower down the straight, so he's either loaded, but the thing is he wasn't that slow early on, so I reckon it's more engine damage. He's been pitting without actually having the repair engine damage option on, I reckon.
Maybe.
Oh, look at Dark Lord, there he goes. Another spin by Dark Lord, that's going to be the Dark Lord corner, I think, turn 2.
Yep, that's the caution.
And that's the caution that
He
everyone's
stalled it
been waiting for now. So here he goes. He's just getting it back together again now. So
And a logical
what's going to happen
jump
here?
serious. When did that happen?
Just as we were talking, I think it was probably only that lap. As they're not calling safety car period. They're still running. So Dark Lord hasn't voiced that it was a safety car. Well, as I said, it may have been denied. Early in the race, I think that was still a safety car period, but he has caused, I think, brought out a number of safety cars. So they may have just elected to say, no, we're going to keep running. And that would have been, if that was only about 5 laps earlier, that would have fallen in a few cars' favour there, but we're still going strong here with Dark Racing out in front. He's got a nice 5-second lead over Logical Sports, who's under a lot of pressure with his teammate Commander Cirrus behind him.
Working together to close that gap again, like they did last stint.
Yeah, and the faster man obviously will be a Logical at the moment with less fuel in that car.
That would be why they want to be in that position, because Logical Sports has got more potential to go faster. Yeah, Dark Racing, he's pedaling quite quickly. He must be on the back of someone. Is he? No, he's not. He's in clear air. Not quite quick for someone who's on a fair bit of fuel.
Yeah, so Cirrus is putting out some nice numbers there, as you were saying. So it's looking good for Cirrus in this good battle of the top 3. Darky out front, and he's just basically waiting to see what happens. I'd say he's obviously hammered to the hammer to the metal or whatever. I'm just, it's getting a bit too much for me at the moment, guys. But anyway, Logical holding off in second. Dado Race here in a good position there in 4th position, but on his own. No one near him at all. The closest person is just entering turn 3 as he comes into with the back straight out of turn 2.
The closest car's actually behind him.
Yeah, that's right. So, but anyway, we'll just see what happens with Dado. He's got 42 litres. He's sort of running the same strategy as Dark Racing. He has to sort of pit that maybe a lap earlier than Darky. And Colonel Lloyd has given up the ghost. He's been disconnected too, so that's a shame for Darky. I mean, not Darky, I mean Colonel Lloyd.
That's a surprisingly high attrition rate.
I think it might have been a disconnect from Lloyd because he's had enough of his car. Whatever's happened, I don't know, unless he's having some hardware issues and just got over struggling with it.
Let's say Colonel Lloyd retired, so in the race feed, so that could be it.
Okay, yep, he's retired. So if he's retired, though, he'd be still there in the pit bay somewhere in his garage. So we've got 59 laps remaining, guys. So who's your pick? What do we reckon?
I want to have to go one of the P51 people. Not being biased, but
This man here, I guess you're thinking about?
yeah, I'm gonna go with Sirius, actually.
Commander Sirius, okay.
I think Illogical will have to make another stop at the end and I'll put him back.
Yeah, well, I think my pick has to be the man out in front at the moment, Dark Racing 40. He's got the miles on the track around here as well, and he absolutely loves this place. And he likes to call it his own, and you know, the stats speak for themselves at the moment, and he's out in front. It's going to be a super effort for anyone to stop Darky, and the only thing will really upset him, I guess, is a safety car period that may bring these guys back in the hunt. As Highlanders in with the conversation of Rel, who he thinks may win is this man here, Logical Sports, because his car was quick. It is still quick. They're actually, with these two working together, they're again around about half a second quicker than Darky, and they're bridging that gap. Logical's going to be the first one that needs to blink, though. He's going to have to pit, and we have got to go find where our master strategist has said lap 144 is the magic number for the next green window.
If the Logical can tow Sirius up to the back of Darky, then he'll be looking good. Not far out from doing that.
And they're doing it quite comfortably at the moment. The more I see it here, then the time just keeps dropping. At one stage there, it was around about 5 seconds to get difference, and they're within 2 seconds of striking Darky. Darky's got that 34 litres of fuel, as Commander Sirius is 32, a little bit less than Darky. Hey Lloydie, what happened, mate? You cover what we're after, mate, in that chat. If you can, maybe just let us know. You seem to be down on horsepower, mate. You just, I don't know if it was engine damage or what, but your car just wasn't getting that top speed compared to others.
His gap's down to 1.5 seconds too. Darky's got up to the back of someone.
This is getting very tasty, this. Yeah, he's on the back of Dark Lord. Sister car to the car that he actually won the race in last year. And then Andretta Herder Motorsport.
There.
More dropouts of a typical Mount Isa day.
Yeah, so weird things happened to Lloydie. He was saying that he was dropping horsepower as people disconnected, so you can probably blame the couple of commentators I've got with me, Sado and Weary Knight, causing that for you. Definitely wasn't a commentator's curse, that one on you, Lloydie.
Maybe there was a spark plug that fouled up.
But look at this, guys. Darky's just... Oh, and I was just going to say, it looked like Dark Lord hit the barrier and was going to actually spin in front of the chasing pack of Commander Cirrus and Illogical Sports, but they have bridged this gap tremendously after Darky was caught a couple of laps behind Dark Lord. And they'll want to clear Dark Lord very quickly if they can, as he goes up high in the barrier, and Cirrus has had to try and take some avoiding action there, and Cirrus is gone.
Oh no!
Now that's a safety car period. If he can get going again, that's not going to be too bad for him. He should be able to go. He's had to fire that engine up.
It's got to put everyone on the same strategy.
It's going to put everyone on the same strategy, but remember, there's still some time to go before. Will they stay out or not? You know,
you got to pit.
There's going to be some green. There's going to be some green runs as they all coming in now. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Just. Logical Sports, he's made it nice and safe. Dado, he's staying out.
Oh, that's...
Oh no, Dado's on the back straight, sorry. I thought he was coming down the main straight, sorry.
It's because that's a bad call.
It would have been a bad call, but Commander Cirrus is getting himself together. He's coming in, he's got to try and pull it down to 60 kilometres an hour. Yes, he has. Nicely done. But, there you go. Dado has gone on through.
He's gone through.
Why has he done that?
To take the lead of the race.
That is strategy suicide.
He's after those 5 extra bonus points, but too bad it's only a one-off race.
So that's a big call. We will see what happens, but as we know, guys, safety car breeds safety cars. So
yeah, but all the troublemakers have all gone.
Or troublemakers, I don't know about that. Sado, there's a couple still out there.
There's 2 troublemakers in this commentary box.
Haha. But there's one man here, Dark Racing 40, you know, he gets the grip between his teeth, and sometimes that can also cause him to get into a little bit of strife as well. So he's now going to be behind Dado Racer. But will Dado come into the pits here? As you said, some people were actually taking the pits on the second... or after the first lap of the safety car period. So maybe Dado might just duck in now. We'll soon see as he's coming around turn 4.
Because otherwise you just put yourself a lap down for the rest of the race.
Oh, he's staying out, guys. I was going to say that's an Indianapolis are probably deaf not to go in the pits when a safety car period is called late in the race here. Just remember, guys, lap 175. Once the leader takes the 176th lap with 25 laps remaining, there is no more safety car periods called. Doesn't matter what happens. Even if 2 cars are involved, it's still run to the flag. So this is where we say that, you know, as long as you're on that lead lap, you could have a couple of cars blunder in front of you with that no safety car period, and you can come on through and have a nice clear shot of victory here for the 4th run-in of the ANZCRL Indy 500. In the commentary, you've got myself, Woody Lizard, and helping me out at the moment, 2 drivers that were very much contenders for this race is Sado 15 and Weary Knight. Thank you guys for coming in after such a probably heartbreaking disconnects that you both received.
Yeah, well, I've got nothing better to do tonight.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate your help, guys. It makes it a little bit better for myself as well, and the viewers as well, to have some other views from the drivers that have done some practice and done some miles around this track. And we have had some very good, knowledgeable comments from both yourselves.
Actually,
here we go. We're going to go green this time around.
That should just cause the next caution. That'll give him the free pit stop.
Yeah, that's not the spirit of our league, but there is some of those people that like to think that way, but Dado's not one, I don't think. He sort of frowns upon that, but he will go hard. That's one thing for sure. And he's betting that there's going to be another one, and he's the only Chevrolet in this field. He's got a whole
army Hondas.
Slather of Hondas behind him.
A lot of Hornets behind.
All the Hornets, yeah, all the VTEC power. But here we go. He's going to have to hold off Dark Racing 40. who's got full tanks, and he's got the ability to choose when he needs to pit once more. They only have to pit once more, these the rest of the pack, but Dado, he will find himself needing to pit twice. So as you said, it was a very bad move by Dado not to pit.
They've already, Dado and Darkcrest have already dropped the field.
And look at this Dark Lord right in there in the thick of things.
Darklord has bunched them up, and it's
He has bunched them up.
given Dado and Darkcrest the buffer.
Well, it's given him a free kick, hasn't it, Sado? But there he's just run up a bit wide there, Dark Lord. Oh, and it's as logical as been spun around. Well, he hasn't spun. He's spun around all on his own. He's taken out his team. Commander Cirrus. Both the P51 Sim Sport guys have actually. Yeah, he's done a reset as well, which you're allowed to do once you're on your roof. But look at that. They can come straight into the pits too, as Cirrus is doing it, maybe just to make sure that he hasn't got any engine damage. But Dado.
Oh, they're doing 150 already. The cars in front.
They would happen just before the line. Yep.
Yeah, it happened, so they had to slow it down. So there you go. So 152 is our. I'm just counting, guys.
That happened to myself and Highlander during the start of the race. There was a crash behind us and we missed the pit exit. Oh, pit entry, sorry.
Yeah, so that's our 11th caution of this race, guys. 2 more cautions than what we had last year so far, but
hey, double figures.
At the moment we've got 17 lead changes of this race. We only had 11 last year, so it's been pretty competitive up top. But granted, a lot of the lead changes have been due to safety car periods. And here it is. Here's Dado. He's going to go in straight away here now.
You gotta pit.
And Dark Lord should stay out. What's Dark Lord doing going in? He could have got his lap back, but he hasn't. Oh, but Hofster has. Hofster's done the right thing. He can go. He can actually go. So I wish that people could let him know that he can go now. He doesn't have to stay at 150, which he's not. He's speeding up. So there he goes. So he's going to be now on the lead lap too, guys.
Dark Lord would be kicking himself right now.
Dark Lord only had to stay out. He had the fuel, guys, as well. He had the same fuel as Hofster, I think. Because he pitted that last safety period. So we could have had 6 cars on the lead lap. We're going to have 5.
Unless Dark Lord can just drive through the pit lane, that would help him, but I think all the dots are stopped.
Now Hofster now, he can come to... yeah, you could probably come to the pits and still cling onto the back of the queue.
Yeah, well, Commander Cirrus needs to be at 150 kilometres an hour, which he's just realised that he's had to do. But Hofster, here he comes around. Well, they're coming out. Well, he needs to now slow down 150 as he keeps up to the queue here. So he is now in that 5th position still. He's gained a lap, so he's still another lap down. Is that correct?
Yeah.
He's still another lap down.
Yeah, so Dark Lord's 2 laps down.
Well, they were 2 laps down, yeah, so I thought they were only a lap down. So they were 2 laps, so he's gained a lap back. And Commander Cirrus now, this is going to be green this lap around, guys.
Oh, hello.
So here we
that
go.
has got a penalty.
I'll just bring up the timings while we can. So there we go. Dado Racer, 10-second penalty. Hofster, 10-second penalty. And Dark Lord, a 5-second penalty. He's had that from the start of the race, Dark Lord. So here we go.
I reckon Dark Racing's tagged Dado or Muppet Gonzo's race in the chat. I shouldn't take the credit.
Okay, fair enough. So here we go. Cirrus is gone. And he's got a lap car between him and Dark Racing 40. And Hofster's just got out of the way to let Darky through. Oh, look at this. Safety cars breeding safety cars, boys. There you go. Down the back, Hofster again. Hofster's involved in it.
Dark Lord too.
I mean, not Hofster, I mean Dark Lord, sorry. So that's another safety car.
And Hofster's involved as well.
Yeah, unlucky for Hofster as well, because Hofster maybe have been able to, if he was actually, could have made that move earlier on and taken the leader race from Cirrus. But it looks like they're all racing on here. I'm not knowing what's going on. No, Darky.
What has happened?
I think Cirrus came in for the pits and he came straight in front of Darky, I think it was, but Darky has now got the lead of the race.
Illogical faked to go to the pits and then aborted. Sirius has faked to continue on and has dived into the pits. Very messy, but the end result is Dark Racing is in the lead. Sirius is going to have a slight fuel advantage at the next pit stop.
Yeah, and the Logical Sports, who Highlander picked in the chat as well, as maybe being the man that will win this race. So let's have a look. Dark Racing on 66 litres, 65 litres for a Logical, so that's irrelevant really. They're going to have to pit the same time. Dado, 65 litres with a penalty though, 10 seconds to add it to his time. There's some chat there, they reckon that should be ignored, the 10-second penalty, but he still tagged someone, I think, coming into pit entry,
well,
and
he got
it's
tagged.
not allowed. He got tagged, did he? I don't know what happened there, so there's something that obviously admin and race control will have to decide on at the end. But at the moment, how it's looking at the moment, we've got Commander Sirius just coming out of the pits to rejoin. There's one more lap remaining before the start of this the race. Or is it? It's not going yet, is it? No. Look at this. Look at the lot. Hofster right on the tail of Dark Racing. Not too sure what's going on there, but he was basically had his nose on the gearbox of Dark Racing's car. He wouldn't be too happy about that.
Don't know what's been going on in the party. Because they're all in the same race chat, obviously, so that we can run this VSC format. Sometimes it get a bit heated, but most of the time it's they're just a bunch of blokes having a good time.
I've got 4 votes for Illogical to win the race.
Yeah, and look at this though, we've got 20 more laps, guys, before no more safety cars. We've had a couple of safety cars all of a sudden in succession.
Where's Illogical? Oh, second in line.
So we'll have a look on back up here on Darky as he's going to be coming out of turn 4. And the camera wants to take control here.
Wakey.
Here we go. Start of the race. Resumes again on lap 157.
44 remaining.
There's traffic between Illogical and Dado. So that could spread the field out.
It could as well, but it's also helping Commander Cirrus come on through as well to help out on Dado, but he's got Hofster right there. But look at this for the battle of the lead with the Logical Sports and Dark Racing 40.
This is where
We've got the Andretti Auto Sports and the Smith-Peterson P51 Sim Sports car.
Darky's not defending just yet.
No, I think that he doesn't mind even if he was in second. He knows he's got that pace as well, so he just doesn't want to get involved in any incident, and he knows he can trust Illogical behind him. Illogical's a great driver. But look at this, coming down the white line, down the inside and coming back up. They're both following one another.
The giant gap down to Sirius now.
Oh, look how close Illogical is to Darky Racing at the moment. We did see in practice where Illogical got so close to Darky that upset Darky's rear end of his car as well and spun Darky, so maybe that's what Illogical's trying to do.
Oh.
There we go, Darky's now defending.
Quickly go on board here as Illogical. You can just see what's going on here in front of him with that 28 Honda, and look at the run that he's got here at the moment. As you can see, he's had to come off the throttle. You've just seen that graphic up on the top right there, the right with the throttle application, the green bar. Illogical definitely lift throttle when he was in that draft with Darky.
Yeah.
What a sensational view of seeing these two battling it out. The two Hondas, 1, 2, and 3 with Commander Cirrus in third. You can't put a cigarette paper between these two. Oh, look, can he hold on to it? He can, a logical can, he keeps going.
Oh, you've just seen that loose now. Saved by the wall.
Saved by the wall, exactly. So now he's going to, he's off that draft that he had the ability to stay with Darky. And Commander Cirrus, the man in third, he's running on his own. He would have probably liked to have seen Dado been on the back with him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Illogical backs off and lets Sears catch on to contend him again.
Well, Logical's got a Hofster behind at the moment.
Yeah, Hofster's in the middle, these two. So Hofster's actually starting to gain that on him too. So they could actually work together as well. No reason why they can't. A lap car trying to get his lap back. He's only got what have we got? 15 laps before the safety car period has ended. Or I should say, any possible safety car period will end. We're under green at the moment, guys.
And yeah, Logical, he's relying on the Hofster.
Oh, but Hofster's lost it. And what a save by Hofster again. Has he done it? Oh, he's looped it back around, but here he goes. He's coming back around. Stick it to the infield on the apron. And now Cirrus has been able to be let loose and try and tag onto the back of his teammate. Logical.
Now, here's the thing: is will Illogical back his own pace in to catch up to Darker, or will he fall back to let Cirrus tandem?
Mate, I reckon he's going to back his pace. I think if Cirrus can catch him, he will.
They've done it 3 times already, so it's probably a given.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to drop too far back, I guess. Well, it's one of those things. They're mid, or they've got plenty of running before they have to pit again. So it could be an option where he can just back off a little bit and just let Cirrus come and rejoin him. But you know, he's going to then find himself still 4 seconds behind Dark if he does that, and they're going to have to. It's going to take him all that whole time to try and get back up the front, back with him. But at the moment, Illogical's actually lapping faster than Darky anyway, so he's slowly just gathering a little bit of time.
Yeah. The other question too, when we get to the pit stop cycle, is do these guys take tyres as well?
No, you come in for fuel.
I think you'd have to go tyres though. When I asked you before, Saturday, you reckon you're only going to get, what was it, about 50 laps or something out of a tyre, or not 50, 40 laps or so. So
well, it was about 45 laps and then they start going sideways. You can maybe tune the roll bars to counter it out, but if they're all on the same strategy and on the same tyres, it's not going to make a difference. They could be driving on steel rims, but if they're all on the same tyre, it's a level playing field.
Yeah, and it's only about a 3-second disadvantage by getting tyres on anyway, so I reckon that they'll all be going new tyres.
It's more.
They're going to lose.
It's going to be more than that because the tyres is about 30 seconds or something, 20 seconds tyre change. And the fuel will be a lot less than that because it's only a splash and dash. So you could lose about 10 seconds in the pit stop, change your tyres based on fuel instead of fuel only.
Okay, yeah, so right.
If it was me, I'd risk it. I'd just splash and dash and leave.
Risk for reward, Weary,
yep.
And that's what it's all about here at the Indy 500. What have we got left? We got 34 laps remaining.
I would go down, bring in. That'd be the way to go. Although,
yeah, so the talk is that maybe Lloydie was just saying there in the chat that he was only getting really a tyre per run of fuel run. I wouldn't want to risk having like a double stint, even a splash and dash with the old rubber. And as Stormy Ken says as well, leader should probably take the tyres because he's got that little buffer, and let the others risk it and see if that new rubber can give Darky a advantage at the end of the race.
But if last year says anything, Darky would probably just be feeling it. He did that last year, but don't know how long he had it on the set of tyres.
Might have only been about, yeah, that 45 laps or something.
Yeah. Illogical hasn't backed off.
No, that's what I mean. He's actually slowly bridging that gap. It doesn't seem to change too much. It's like the ebb and flow of it all. It's like sometimes Darky's a little bit faster, then Illogical's a bit faster the next lap. So
Illogical improved by
someone spun up. I think it was Dark Lord up on the top barrier there as Darky was coming on through. Well, that is still there. So will they? Has he called a safety car? I'm not too sure. We'll soon see with Dark Racing 40.
Well, that's
what's the safety car?
It's early.
Yep, it's a safety car. Darky's in.
This is early. Illogical pit on the next lap. So Illogical
he's not slowing down. Illogical. Oh, he didn't hear this. He didn't hear the call. I don't think so. He's actually gone fast. He should have been slowing down a little bit more in that apron. He should have been off the throttle. He stayed into it, and that's the reason why that may benefit.
It'll be in this lap
to do.
Yeah.
So that was lap 169. Was the caution.
So Hofstad's now. He'll be back on the lead lap here, because he'll stay out when Illogical pits, which will unleash Hofstad. He'll get his lap back.
How much fuel? He's got 20 litres though, so
yeah,
he's going to hopefully there's going to be another safety car.
Yeah, but he can go another lap, maybe if he can beat the rest of the field.
We'll just let's see if Illogical goes in or not. He is, so he can go.
Well, he'll be on the back of the field.
Yep, here comes Illogical.
Yeah. So Illogical's in the pits. Dark Racing's now out on the track, acting. Actually, no. Dark Racing is now going to be going flat out. Entitled to go flat out until it passes Illogical. So this could help Dark Racing and Cirrus
Only feel
with track.
On repairs, I think, Illogical.
So here comes
he's off
Darky
again
to get the lead of the race.
Yeah, and Cirrus might be able to get second here. Officer's got a pit, though.
So what a great job from Hofstad. So he could actually take he is pitting, but he's got himself back on the lead lap at least.
And
he should get out.
He's on the verge of being able to make it on fuel. In traffic,
a bit of fuel saving.
In traffic, he'll be able to save the extra lap. He's a sneaky chance to get on the podium here.
So let's have a look at Dark Racing 40. He's just on the back straight as Hofstad will be starting to move out of his pit bay now.
The favourites for this race are going to be Illogical and Hofstad, because they can almost certainly be able to go flat out with maybe a couple of fuel saving. Darky, Dado, Cirrus all have to fuel save quite heavily. This lap helps, but so they'll have to save a lap of fuel to make it to the end.
Yeah, it's going to be so close as Hofstad is still coming out of pit lane and the race is about to resume, but Hofstad should be able to just stay on the lead lap, but as as Darky, he's not mucking around, he's going. He wants to make sure that he can try and put pressure on Hofstra as well and keep him a lap down. Knowing exactly what Sato has just said, that there's a chance that Hofstra could make it to the end without pitting again and could leapfrog everyone and do an absolute blinding, who would have thought, sort of position to take the victory. But he has got a penalty, remember? I think it was 10 seconds or something, or 5 seconds it was, I think, something like that.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
I think with
Hofstra had
I
something.
think with Hofstra,
Oh,
we
look
might
at this
take
down
the,
through on the outside. That we had both Cirrus and Illogical fighting hard. Almost looked like Illogical was going to go up into the barrier. As Dado's second in this race at the moment as well. He's on full fuel tank, but he's got that 10-second penalty as well, which we still got to adjudicate. Will we be able to abolish that 10-second penalty that he's picked up from another car?
Hofstra's 5-second penalty is under dispute as well.
And Hofstra's is under dispute as well, so
Because
there you go.
his speeding penalty was on the formation lap. The 5-second penalty was on the formation lap because he accidentally sped when he first took control of the car.
Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go, the inside information that we didn't know about, so that could be all discussed after the race and find out what's going to go on. So this is all go for green at the moment between Darky, Dado and this man here, Logical Sports, in third position. Dado's car again getting sideways, still out of turn 2. Nothing's helping him here with Dado with that loose car. Logical looking down the inside. This is a nice move by Logical. He's made that stick. Great move by the P51 Sim Sports car.
Yeah. And now
I think in the background there, Commander Cirrus is probably just clapping his man in front with that move. He would have a big smile on his face, seeing the Logical make that move. Oh, and Dado's gone. Oh, and he's kept it going though, so it's going to be... Or has he? He's going to still keep it going. He's got to get off that wall. And here comes Dark Lord.
he needed to properly spin and come to a stationary stop.
Yep.
He wasn't,
saved
but
his
here we
race.
go. Once Dark racing 40, this is it. There's no more safety car once he passes the line here. Unless that one was called. If that was not called, which it shouldn't have, because Dado kept it going. All he had to do was tag Cirrus though, and it would have been a safety car, so that's how close it would have been, and that would have brought Hofstra right into the mix of this race, because he's currently around about 36 seconds behind these guys. You can see the blue dot in front of the leaders here on the screen on the back straight. Hofstra's just entering turn 3, so he's just holding on to the lead lap.
This is playing to a Logical Sports hands here. We're now at the point now there's no more safety cars. No more cautions.
No more
So
cautions, it's all green.
if any of these guys
running.
need to pit, it's going to be race over.
Well, I don't know about race over though, because I think they all need a pit, to tell you the truth, other than Hofstra, but Hofstra really needs to ink every little bit out.
Well, Hofstra and Logical Sports are in the same position. I reckon Logical Sports is 1 lap short and Dark Racing's 2 laps short. So they've got to save over this stint 1 to 2 laps of fuel.
Yeah, so Darky's got a lesser fuel number than Logical Sports just going through there, and then Commander Cirrus has got roughly the same number as Darky.
So they're leader in
And
the
same
difference.
as Dados. So Logical is the man that's got that little bit more fuel, but I don't think that's going to give him much more than a lap. So it's going to be so close, guys. And the difference in fuel numbers, so all it's about now is if they mistake their fuel for the splash and dash. You know, if they put too much in and they stop for that little bit longer, or they put too lesser fuel and end up doing a champion at the end of this race.
You can't afford a pit stop. So they've got to save fuel.
That's what I think Cirrus is doing right now. He's
They're
took off a fair
pushing
bit.
hard, down to the wall.
Yeah.
I would say
Catching Hofstra.
I think Dark Racing is just gonna run it till it's dry. He's gonna
yeah, He's got illogical too far beyond on his bumper.
The only
Well, we've
difference.
definitely got a good battle here with the top three, because don't count out Commander Cirrus either.
Well, Sirius could factor himself in based on fuel.
Well, he's the same as Darky, but Illogical Sports is looking pretty though, because he's got that draft. He can actually lift a little bit off the throttle and save that little bit of fuel while he's in the draft of Darky. And we just may see that move set you called about an hour and a half ago about turn 3 is where it could win the race near the end of this race, where someone dives down the inside after the back straight.
Or do you try to go for a move into turn 1 and hold the inside? What do you do?
Yeah, but if you're on the last lap, if you're behind in turn 3, you can't quite get the run to.
Oh, look
to
at this.
pass
This
on
could
the
be a
line.
change of the lead as Hofster's almost getting in the way. I thought it was going to cause a bit of havoc there, but he's off throttle Hofster so he could get these two through.
Dark was just trying to grab that extra bit of slipstream.
But a Logical Sports, by the looks of things, he means business here. He's still full throttle. He's not fuel saving it at all. You can see in that green bar. And here he is trying to upset Darky's car again, getting really close to the back of it.
Hey, look, Illogical's not actually. He's not saving fuel because he's not lifting at any point.
No,
just
all
on
you
the
can
flat.
see is that jug of milk dangling in front, and that's in front of Darky at the moment. So here we go.
I reckon that Illogical is just trying to make Darky use up his fuel, and that's why Sirius is off lifting and coasting.
That could be a team ploy as well, but if they were going to communicate that, that would have been through, and everyone would hear that as well, because they're all in the same voice chat.
There's not much really the Darker can do though, because they could say announce that plan already, but there's 2 against 1. You see it in F1 when the 2 Mercedes cars gang up on the solo Red Bull. It becomes impossible to fight against.
Yep. It's like Germany in 1944, 1943. You can't win a war on 2 fronts. So.
Oh, I thought Illogical's front wing was just about to tag the outside of Dark Racing's car.
They did hit, but it was light enough where it didn't affect Darky's car.
So let's have a look at the fuel number. Dark, 39.7 litres. I just wanted to go straight to Cirrus and see what sort of fuel he's running. He's a little bit less, so he's not fuel conserving at all. So he's in a worse position than Darky is at the moment. The man that's got more fuel by about a litre is Illogical Sports.
Yeah, so they're actually in the same boat.
They are. You can't get an extra lap with the amount of fuel that Illogical's got. So it's just basically run it and just see what happens. If they're going to have to do a splash and dash, it could be on the last lap, like the second last lap or something like that. So let's see what happens.
I'd be curious to see what Dado's fuel number is.
Yeah,
because that's
he's well in it.
Yeah, because
37.9
okay, so
guys.
he's got less.
He's got less.
But he's in fuel saving mode now. He's in lean, so he's saving fuel.
Yeah, and how Sato can pick that up, viewers, is you can see on that throttle bar, it's not all the way up. He's I don't think he's on lean. He's on the medium, isn't he? Because lean I think was a little bit more down when we were seeing in practice. So
yeah,
could be just on the normal. I mean, so it's not on rich. It's on normal.
It's still saving the fuel.
Definitely. So
we're interested to see what Hofster's got left as well.
37.5. I've just clicked it over there, boys. So it's he's using a lot because he's charging at the moment, and he's battling Cirrus at the moment. But obviously a lap down on Cirrus. So Cirrus has probably just put a lap down on him, actually, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So back up front again, where Dark Racing 40 is now on that 33 litres of fuel. and seeing these numbers of the laps coming down that's remaining, it's getting very tense up front with only 13 laps remaining, and it's all about fuel, as most of these endurance type races are all about.
It might just be good. It might be. I think Dark is just good. With
It's
all
a big
like
call, but
0.1, 0.2 in it.
you know, at the end of the day, what it's going to be is if they were really low and Darky decided, yeah, I'm pitting on that penultimate just before taking the last lap, the logical will stay out and he'll just coast. He will just clutch it.
Just clutch it,
and, yeah. And he should still have enough of a buffer to take that victory. So
yeah, I'm calling it here. Darky's got enough fuel.
He's got enough fuel, so that means the logical's got enough fuel. So here we go. It's on. And he's having a look down the outside. Darky's protecting the inside run, but we've seen the outside for Illogical has worked. He's made a pass before around the outside, but that was through the mid-pack. It wasn't for the lead of the race, and he's just drifted a little bit wide, but he's held it off the wall. And did another thing, guys, did we say that they just did fuel, didn't they? They didn't change tyres, we reckon, in that last pit stop. So these cars are going to start moving around as well, but in saying that, they're still in the 39s, so the tyres are still working for them. It's Illogical, here he comes.
Oh, he's got down. Oh, Darky's just been able to cover.
Yeah, he recovered that nicely, but look at the Logical. They're going close by side, but Darky is actually just giving him a little tag.
Oh,
that's a racing incident, though. There's nothing you can do about that. Logical gave it a go around the outside.
We'll have another crack.
These cars are hard to keep on a straight line around these corners. As we said, we're not oval specialists, so that to me is just an ANZCRL racing incident.
Well, it's
as we said,
it's a gamble you take
reward.
when you try to run as low as possible and give no margin.
That's right, but he had to too, because he didn't want to be up on that grey area,
yeah, exactly.
that grey line. He would have been gone for all money earlier on.
I think
is that going to take the spark out of Illogical? Do you reckon that slide as well is also eating away at Illogical tyres as well?
I'll probably say so, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're at 1.4 seconds a gap. So he's out of that slipstream range.
So Darky 22.9, 24 still for Illogical Sports, and 22.2 for Cirrus, with Hofstra still holding with Cirrus. But Hofstra's got that 24 litre, so he's roughly the same as well as everyone there. As Dado holding up there in 4th position.
He's in lean.
He's in lean, he's definitely in lean, but look at he's dropping a lot behind now, and as we said, if these guys think they've got enough fuel to run to the end,
I reckon they do.
It's looking more and more that they do. Dado is going to leave himself short, but at the end of the day, it's a gamble that he's taken to think that they're going to run into a splash and dash situation, and Dado could have mowed it on through. But he's almost a lap down too, so
Darky must have had a bit of a moment somewhere this lap, because Illogical's caught up massively.
We'll soon see with his timing here. He did a 39.7 that last lap, so he wouldn't have done too bad.
Huh. Interesting. That gap looks a lot smaller than what it was on the previous lap.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Sado. I thought for a moment there that that Darky did have a moment. I was just waiting for the previous lap time to come up.
Yeah. Interesting. They're catching up on they're catching up on Dado. So
here they are up to Dado now. So Dado's going to be falling a lap down, running on lean.
Yeah. The Dado's not
pulled out of the way. Oh, Dado, where are you going? I thought he was going to almost take out the back of Darky.
Just saw that.
That was pretty pretty close there. That could have ended in tears. So will Dado now think that he's got way more fuel than these guys? Do you think now he can just pull the hammer? But he's a lap down now, so it doesn't mean anything. And he's falling in the clutches now with Hofstra. And Hofstra's got less fuel going hard.
We've got 6 laps to go.
17.6.
So Hoff's gone flat out. Hoff's a chance to grab 4th here.
Definitely, that's what I'm thinking. So, what have they got? About just over 2 litres a lap, were they doing?
2.3 litres a lap is what I was running in clean air.
Yeah, so that's why Dado's doing it, because he just doesn't have enough. Oh, he actually does have enough fuel. 16.9 litres. He should get there to the end.
Well, I reckon Darky's got enough.
Well, Dado's now, look, he's got it up on full pace now. He's fully on rich fuel again now, as he sort of saw that danger with Dark Lord. But look at the Illogical Sports. He's not giving up. 4 laps remaining. Hold on, guys. Illogical's coming back now, and exactly he's in that draft, and he might just get that perfect run in that draft and just keep going, where he can just slingshot through Dark Racing 40 right on this last lap. They're counting down. It's been a tremendous race. We had a lot of safety car periods in the first 100 laps, but once we got past halfway point, it has been almost green running all the way, except for two periods on lap 147 and 152.
4 to go.
And Illogical. He's back. Here he goes. Darky, we know he likes to keep the inside seat.
Oh, he's...
It's white.
So Illogical, can he cut down the inside? See, that's almost a move that he can make in between turn 3 and 4, I think, from Illogical. And look, he's got the run. Oh, it looks like he was down the
Illogical's
inside.
got to... No. Oh, jeez. Illogical's got to do a late launch. He's got to fake to go down the outside, and he's got to dive it down to the inside very late.
Yes.
It's the only way he's getting the overtake.
So 2 more laps remaining.
And Darky will be aware of that fact too, because Darky and I earlier today we ran through this exact scenario.
Yeah, well, back in 2019, the winning margin was only 0.18 something seconds. So this year looks like it's going to follow suit.
2 to go.
199 of 200. 2 more to go. As Illogical's taking it right down the inside of the white line. That would upset the car a little bit into turn 1. I think I really think that Illogical can try and get a tight line in here and just try and duck it down the inside of turn 4 maybe.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, he almost went for it.
Yeah.
It's just not quite enough momentum that he can gain through turn 3 to get that move done. Here we go, last lap.
Alongside.
Last lap, here we go, boys.
Side by side here.
He's looking high.
Darky hit the wall.
Oh, no. Ooh, that could hurt his momentum. Darky's got to get straight to the inside here.
Yep, hug that white line.
Oh, he's left a gap on the inside.
Here he goes, Illogical. This is what he's been trying to do all race long. He's got it down the inside of between turns 3 and 4, and he's got the run. Can he keep it going? It looks like Illogical is going to be the man.
Oh, the hit out of turn 4.
And Illogical Sport looks like he's got the moment, and he has won the race. And Dark Racing 40, what is he doing to take out, trying to take out the champion? There you go. What a great finish to this 200 laps. This 500 Indy 500 race. Illogical Sports by the narrowest of margins, and that was a corner that I was trying to say earlier, in between turn 3 and 4. Illogical has been doing that all night long, trying to get into down the inside after turns 3 and 4, and he's actually made that stick. And what a great victory by Illogical Sports in the P51 Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport car. Wow.
You watch, BFG 9000s are now going on sale. The Doom car won it.
The Doom car won it. What a race. Illogical Sports, boy, look at that margin, guys.
Yeah, it's the closest finish we've ever had.
Unbelievable. 0.029 of a second.
And he takes the fastest lap, 30.
Takes the fastest lap of a 38.979. That is officially a lap record, a race lap record with ANZCRL as well, beating the time of 39.183 from last year. Mate, he could not have done anything better. He has held his nerve. He had a look around the outside with about 10 laps remaining, and then he had to bridge that 2-second gap, and he did that and took victory on the final lap in between turns 3 and 4. That'll be remembered for a long, long time. With a total time of 2 hours 40 and 30 seconds, that has still been a fairly quick race. We have had around about, I think it was close to 20 lead changes throughout the race. And about 13 safety car periods throughout this race as well. And the podium was Illogical Sports, Dark Racing 40, and Commander Cirrus in third. So we had all the Hondas 1, 2, 3 until the next Chevrolet came in with Dado Racers a lap down after he was fuel conserving, which we think that he didn't have to do. And then Hofstra in 5th and Dark Lord, because a little bit of problems early in the race with a few safety car periods coming in 6th. What's your take on that race, guys? That was pretty entertaining in the end.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10, mate.
You'd be pretty happy with P51 Sim Sports there. We reunite 1st and 3rd with Illogical Sports and Commander Cirrus. That's a great thing for your team. You're doing terrific things here on the Xbox in the sim racing world, and it's great to see Illogical. Now all we have to see is see if you can give him some hints on his stream that he's going to have to do with his milk celebrations. I think you had something. You already had something planned. You had good plans to take this victory, and what you're going to do with a live stream with the drinking of the milk. Now we've got to see what Illogical can do. And he's in some nice chilly areas around Armidale Vale. The milk might be frozen out there, so we'll have to wait and see what he can do. He might have to wait till tomorrow to do that. But we've been ANZCRL. This is our 4th running of the Indianapolis 500. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Woody Lizard. On deck with me were the 2 drivers that had to disconnect early in the race, Sato 15 and Weary Night. Thank you, guys.
All good, mate.
And
it was almost as entertaining as watching it up here than it was the race.
Yes, but I'm sure you would have liked to have been a part of all that. But at the end of the day, we've got another special event coming up in June, which is the Le Mans 24-hour race, which is a teamed race. You team up with another driver. We've got LMP, 1H and GTE over 6 hours of racing, simulating the 24-hour race in 4 sessions, split up by 2 1-hour sessions and 2 2-hour sessions. So it's something you don't want to miss. Head over on our website AUS-NZCRL.weebly.com. You'll find all the info coming up there. Probably tomorrow it'll be all live, and then also over on our Facebook page ANZCRL. Answer the 3 questions. It's obviously for Australian New Zealand races only on Xbox Project Cars 2. We'd like to see you, all different abilities, as you can see there, and come and join in with the fun and see if you can be part of history of our great community. Until next time, be good to everyone, and look forward to bringing more action to you guys next week. All right, cheerio.
Take care.